Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Кокаином.
Up yours. Woke moralist.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralist.
up.
Not only can you take a load, you can take the ultimate load, and even better than that you find your true calling and destiny in your willingness to take the ultimate load.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals. Up yours.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped
Woke
Ben
moralist.
Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Have it your way, buddy. You sons of bitches. Beta! I did everything right and they indicted me.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like?
We'll see who cancels who.
Hello.
Hey, long time no see, everyone. How y'all doing tonight?
Live. Crazy.
Nice to see everybody in here. We have a lot of viewers, thankfully, but this is part 2 of our coverage of the debate. For those who are just here and weren't with us in the beginning, we streamed and reacted to the debate, and this is the analysis portion, and we have a lot to say.
And to be clear, we streamed it on Twitter, basically, on Matt Binder's Twitter, because we were afraid of getting pulled down, and it appears that we had no reason to be afraid, as there are other accounts that are streaming.
Although they could do it later, to be fair, because that's happened to me before. So I'll link to, at least in my channel, I'm sure you all can do the same. We'll link to the Twitter video if you do want to see our reaction. But I mean, for the most part, we'll say what we feel right here. We have a lot of feelings about this.
Here, really quick, in one still, we will each give you what our general reaction was about this debate while we were watching it. There you go.
Did everyone do the same thing? I didn't even look.
I think so. Yeah. There you go.
I was trying to do the Lisa Simpson, that face.
I should bring that back up again. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and in case you missed the debate, this was Joe Biden's face the entire time. Whenever there was a 2-shot and Trump was talking. His face. So
I mean, but we should be clear. Trump did not do good. Good one. He really needed. He could have used that, right? He could have used that.
So
Trump
in
did
terms
not
of
do good. It's just that Biden also did really bad, and he dropped the ball in a number of things. And I don't know if we want to really start getting into it, if we're still having fun before we get the press.
Well, we should first mention it. From the beginning, it sounded like he was sick, and apparently, I guess he was, according to people around him. Like his throat are
reporting on it, saying that he was sick, but
his throat did not sound good. So it was it was hard at delivery.
He saw a Palestinian in the flesh right before he went on stage, and he just
that would help explain if he was human, his response.
Yeah, so I think that the expectations were very low. All that Biden needed was to not shit the bed and to have Trump kind of be unhinged and keep talking and insult him. And
boy, do we
Biden
have bad news for you.
Biden shit himself. He shit the bed, awful. And Trump, because they were cutting the mic and because he was more reserved, didn't come off as unhinged as usual. So I don't know to what extent this is actually going to swing people, because everybody knows who these two guys are. But I think that Trump is coming away not looking as bad as I was hoping. Biden,
it's given the right all the ammo they need to say that Biden isn't there or isn't fit to be president. Like, there you go. There's what, over an hour of proof right there. You know, like it wasn't just the fact that he sounded really quiet because he had a cold. Like, he was unable to string a lot of sentences together. He would start like a statement, and then by the middle of it, it was just completely incoherent at times, to the point where I was like, I know what he's trying to say or get at, but like he's just not speaking English. Like, it was really bad.
He was barely coherent. And then Trump, there were times where he was meandering. He'd talk about illegal immigration, then talk about, oh, I never said liars or suckers, and then he'd go back to illegal immigration. So Trump was all over the place. But with Biden, it came off as a lot worse, even though Trump was also incoherent, because there were such long pauses. It looked painful to see Biden try to get words out. It was so bad. This is a horrible look, and honestly, Democrats have to replace Biden. I know that's wishful thinking, but this was a fucking disaster. If Democrats don't want Trump to win, replace Biden, pick any Democrat, pluck someone off the street. Now is the time. That was a disaster.
Come on.
It got so bad that at one point when Biden like rubbed his nose like this, I was thinking, oh, if he has like a nosebleed, maybe that'll be enough to push them over the edge to replace him. Because then they really can't come back from that. Because like
remember that his eye exploded back in the day? Like that happened live.
Oh,
yeah, that actually happened.
That.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was actually hoping maybe he had, he had some of Hunter Biden's coke on that finger.
He needed that.
Could have helped him.
Yeah, I mean,
did you see his tweet
at the
before?
very end? He had some energy. I like his very last sentence when he was talking about Trump. Like, some energy there finally, but it came 90 minutes too late.
I gotta say, the moment that outraged me the most, and it came really early on, which means that anyone who decided to tune into the debate when it started definitely saw this moment. And it should this moment. I think there were moments where Biden might have been less lucid even, but this moment was the all around worst in my opinion, because this is the home run topic for Democrats. And not only did Biden whiff on it, he moved to a topic that is strong for Republicans.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So the debate moderators bring up Roe v. Wade and women's, health care and abortion rights. And they're talking to Biden about it. And he's doing okay, bringing up how Trump got rid of Roe and, women. This is a choice between for women and their doctor, the health of women. And then all of a sudden, early on, like after just like maybe a minute on the topic, he decides to segue into like migrants coming over the border and killing some woman or something like that. I don't even know what he was talking about, because it was, I know of a number of things that he could be talking about, but why would he do that? This is the home run topic for Democrats, abortion rights, and Republicans love to fearmonger on immigration and the quote unquote migrant crisis and the very few cases, Trump was out there saying hundreds of thousands of citizens in New York City have been killed by migrants, which is just absolutely a lie by hundreds of thousands overcounted. There's been zero. But also in the country, there's been a few cases, and that's what they fearmonger on. And Biden decided to segue to that during the abortion conversation, unprompted for no reason. Cool. Yeah. It makes no sense.
And aside from that, the little tangent they both went on about golf, that honestly made me want to Minecraft myself. Like, honestly, we had a great run. Rip America. It's over. Like, why are these two geriatric
My handicap is 6. No, it's not. Your handicap
par
is
4,
6.
par 5.
Like, why? Why are they doing
I want to
this
see you
to
carry
us?
your own clubs.
God, so bad. And Trump, like as Matt was saying, I don't think that Trump did good. I think that he
I don't think he did bad.
I don't think he did bad. I think that he did better than I expected, because everybody kind of expected Trump to be really unhinged and attacking, and he lied through his teeth, right, and said really outrageous things. But just from a style perspective, putting aside substance, Trump came off as more calm than usual. He tried to look presidential to the extent that he can, because he looks like a clown. And when you juxtapose that with Biden, I think it was so bad for Biden, because. And on top of that, I was assuming that them cutting off the mics would be great for Trump, because if you cut off the mics and Trump's not always talking over Biden, that makes him look more, just less like an asshole. And you didn't even need that, because Trump really wasn't trying to talk over Biden. They were both fairly respectful. So it was really we just needed Biden to at least be semi-competent, and I think this would have been a wash. But because Biden's performance was so catastrophic, like, I actually think this will hurt him. I can't see how it doesn't. Like, at this point in time, if Democrats aren't actively trying to convince him to drop out and replace him with anyone, they are so reckless. Because I just cannot see this going anywhere but down for Biden from this point. And I understand that they did it in June early, just in case he did faceplant like he did. You should have done this back in March. I don't even think you'd recover if you did this in March. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Also, let's remember that this is a debate that Biden requested. Like, this was his schedule, his plan. I mean, I guess it makes sense to have the debate in fucking June when the election's in November, if you know you're gonna fucking absolutely die on stage and fuck up like he did. Like, this was you even have the Biden faithful online, the influencers who never criticized Joe Biden, like Aaron Rupar, for example, the guy on Twitter who does the clips of every single CNN moment or whatever. You have him saying this was bad for Biden.
I've seen other liberal insiders say that too, and like people responding to them with, I think, a really fair call out where they're like, it just seems like Biden was just very off and it's unusual, and maybe this is signs of some kind of cognitive decline or something. It's like, that's what everyone was saying way back in the day when the Democratic Party wanted to band and coalesce together. Biden's the only one who can do this. Biden's the only one. He's got the fucking, the chops to beat Trump. We got to get Biden out there. And it's like multiple people would have known before Biden stepped on stage tonight how bad it was and how bad it was going to be. And still let it get to this point and still let that happen publicly, where everyone is like, it felt like almost like abuse, to watch that for 2 hours or however long it took.
Yeah, for what it's worth, this is a straw poll on Twitter who won the debate. I thought Trump won overall if I had to pick. But it seems like everybody kind of agrees because it was just such a bad look for Biden. I think that's going to be the lasting impact. Biden did improve throughout the debate, but that last, the closing remarks, he had the opportunity to maybe leave us with a little bit better of a taste in our mouths. But that was painful to watch. He looked genuinely I don't want to say confused, but every word that he got out was a struggle. It was like a Sisyphusian task to get out a single sentence. It was. I'm speechless, honestly. I feel like Biden right now. Watching that.
I don't think Trump won though, because he was really bad too. Like, Biden was really bad on performance, and Trump was really bad on content. They both.
That's true.
Yeah, but which one sticks with people though? This is entertainment at the end of the day. It's a live debate on TV. That's what they're doing, right?
But listen, if you are a voter who cares about whether Biden can, if Biden actually, listen, if you're a voter that would vote for Trump over Joe Biden because you think Joe Biden is losing it in his old age, you're also going to be that same voter who doesn't want Trump to refuse to admit if he loses the election. All Trump had to do was lie and say he would accept the results, and he couldn't even do that. So I don't think he wins those people. Listen, no one who likes Biden for his policies and no one who likes Trump for his policies were swayed anyway by this. Even if they think their guy did bad, they're still sticking with them. But the American viewer who watched this debate and just it cares about substance, doesn't care about substance, doesn't care about policy, cares about the theatrics or the looks of it all. Trump just had to win them over by ensuring them that the thing they don't like about him, January 6th, not accepting the election results, wouldn't happen. And he wouldn't even lie to do that. So I don't think those people make a decision based on this debate. Because
I think it comes down to, did Trump win over more people than Biden lost? That's at the end of the day the maths, right, of the whole thing. I agree with you. There's certain people who aren't going to be moved by that single issue, and they're just like, well, if he's not willing to accept it, I'm sorry, I just can't get on board with that. But how many people did Biden perhaps think, oh, or maybe he's not fit to be president now because I didn't really understand a lot of what he was saying.
I gotta wonder how big is that number, anyways? Like to me, the number that Democrats have to worry about is getting people out to vote, like getting young people out to vote, getting people that don't normally vote out to vote. That's how they win an election.
Oh, but
these swing voters,
Biden.
Swing voters exist, have got to be so few to not really be worth your time. The focus really needs to be on getting the vote out. and like young people, especially the people that got Biden the election in 2020, like those are the people that need to come out to vote. And he's lost already a lot of those people for, his position on Israel. But there is like that has to be the outreach. That's why like I question even the impact of any debate at this point, just the way that American politics are and the way how divided people are, because I don't think there's really many people that are like deciding their vote based on this. I think this does a lot more for media and for the party. Like, is the party right now questioning, should we really continue? Like, is there time to replace Joe Biden? Like, can we do something here? What can we do to possibly save this? Because I think that's a greater impact.
No, they're not.
I don't think they
will.
No,
they're not. They're not. But CNN is discussing it.
Are they really?
They're discussing right now that I can bring this. Can I bring? I guess I can bring this clip up.
Yeah.
If Democrats did decide to replace Joe Biden, you can count on Democrats to somehow fuck it up even worse. Like they're gonna be like, Joe Biden's too old. Someone wheel out Jimmy Carter from the hospice, and we're gonna put him on.
I don't think it's realistic, but I think it's the fact that this discussion keeps coming up is noteworthy.
And you know what? Jimmy Carter can run again because he only served 4 years.
That's right. Fuck it, I'll vote for Jimmy Carter.
Honestly, I'm sure he's more coherent.
Right. Who knows
in
at
the
this
sense
point?
that right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists. It involves elected officials. It involves fundraisers.
A lot of people.
And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket. And they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible.
Would do it.
They do say in moments in the debate later, the president got better and got his footing, but then at the end, even his closing statement was a little halting. The contrast between the two candidates. Let me be clear. None of them, and a lot of Republicans, don't think Donald Trump had a great night. Donald Trump broke the fact-check machine more than I can count tonight. That will be on the record as we go forward. He refused to answer some very specific and direct questions about his conduct, about January 6th.
I think some of that does matter.
So that will be dealt with.
Some of it matters when it
out
comes
there.
to the election.
Sometimes there's a parallel universe between the political elites and the American people. Be nice to see what the voters say. But I can tell you, it started minutes in. It started with the first couple of answers, and it has continued throughout the night from a, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, to what do we do about this? And it involves very senior people in the Democratic Party, including elected
pretty clear.
Saying we
if they're saying this on CNN, it's very serious. One thing that I will say to David's point, though, I think that to the extent that debates do matter anymore in politics, that really is an open question. And this isn't a one-to-one comparison, but if you go back to the Fetterman-Dr. Oz debate, Fetterman bombed. He bombed. But he still won. Unfortunately,
I mean, he did just have a stroke. I mean, we really can't compare.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's really not a fair comparison.
Yeah, I mean, people who liked.
Also, look how he turned out.
Yeah,
right.
Listen, how Fetterman turned out aside. How Fetterman turned out aside, people watched that and saw, like, he just had a stroke. There was that empathy factor. Biden didn't just have a stroke, so there's no empathy for. I mean, maybe he was in the middle of having a stroke up there.
Yeah, we honestly don't know, man.
but as far as we know, he did not just have a stroke. So that empathy factor and that understanding won't be there because we expected at least something more coherent. Like, listen, he's gonna have his old age moments and people expected those moments to happen. I don't think anyone expected that moment to be 2 hours long. It was the entire debate was a senior moment, not like, oh, there was a question and he had a mental fart. No, it was the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw this.
Oh, please pull that up. She's going live on MSNBC apparently.
She's going live now?
She's going live. So
where? On what?
On MSNBC. I don't know.
I hope she Game of Thrones this. That's the last hope at this
Kamala,
point.
I am rooting for you.
Come on, Kamala.
Honestly,
go for the crown. Come on.
She has my vote.
The Iron Throne is yours.
Let me ask you all a question, okay?
Where are they again? Where are they again? What city was this? Did this take place in?
Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
Atlanta. So wait, there's many ways she can Game of Thrones this. Are you saying she rides a dragon and destroys all of Atlanta, or what? What are we doing here? What is the yeah? Is she Stannising this and sacrificing her children to? Yeah, we don't know.
Say, the president had a very tough time tonight. I think it's time that we discuss how we move forward, and we'll have those discussions privately.
Or does she Jon Snow this and come out with Biden and then knife him in the gut? Just this.
Just red letting.
It's a little unrealistic.
I have to ask you all a question because I feel torn on this. At this point in time, are you desperate enough to accept a Hillary Clinton in place of Biden?
Why are we? God.
No. This is a fun hypothetical.
No. Honestly, I think she would lose again.
I think so too.
Oh, I think she would too. Yeah, I think.
I think Biden actually has a better chance.
Honestly, I think he's already proven himself. He's already proven himself. He's a tested candidate. George Latimer for president 2024.
Honestly, like legitimately, I think if you put Mitt Romney up as the Democratic nominee, he landslides. It's like this is how desperate this shit is, man. It's so ridiculous.
Jeb. Let's bring back Jeb. Jeb. It's time. Come on, Jeb.
God damn. It's so ridiculous. It feels like a parody. Like what is happening? Like if Democrats listen, he's not going to be replaced, but I think that there is something to this idea that if all Democrats in unison come out and say Biden step down all at once, you have to respond to that pressure. Otherwise, if you run in spite of that, like, you know, they kind of force his hand and back him into a corner. We're at that point. He has to, like, the fact that he's still choosing to run is so selfish. Because he is rolling the dice, like really tempting fate here. I'm stunned, honestly.
Ryan Grimm is pointing out that Democrats used to pick candidates at the Democratic National Convention. Maybe that's the way to. Let's get back to our roots.
There hasn't, they haven't done that. That hasn't been the case in a long time. Like the guy who wins the primaries wins the election. I mean, I don't know, like what you do here. I don't know what you do. The problem is that we have an incumbent who needed to keep his promise of only serving for one term.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that. And there was no pressure for him to step down. There was never going to be a competitive primary, even no matter what, because you never run against an incumbent in your own party. It's, you know, you're already running from behind if you run against an incumbent, you know, in a congressional seat. They have the advantage. So for president, it's like, you know, if you do it, you're not going to get any support from the institutional party. And you're probably not going to win. And on top of that, ruin any chance you have for the future because people are going to view you as trying to kneecap the party.
Is there any precedent for him stepping down, though? Didn't he say he was only going to run for 4 years at one point? He was just like, I'm going to be like a one-term president.
He did say that.
It was reports behind the scenes, though. It was never like a public announcement. It was more like, I'm going to be a bridge. And then behind the scenes, there was considerations that it would only be a one-term thing. They are also talking about this very thing on MSNBC as well.
And it is the job of a campaign to take the hit, right? I mean, it is the job of the campaign to take the blame. Yeah. And that is a better scenario than it being the candidate. Because, you know, I mean, you can't change the candidate, but you can. I mean, there were people talking tonight about how that process works, and that conversation is live and active at the highest levels of the Democratic Party.
Wow, on MSNBC.
Live and active.
Wow. Wow.
So
well,
they
it
must
should
have
be.
They obviously have some sources here that are telling them, yeah, we are discussing next steps.
Yeah, if they're not, that's
it's unlikely.
Let's
be clear.
There's nothing. This is what.
Why would they be leaking this shit though? Why would party?
Dealt with. They want to when the time comes, they want to be on the record as because they'll come out and be you know, they won't be anonymous anymore if their prognostication
they shouldn't be anonymous now.
True.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they want to be on the record for having called it, so they have more of a position in making decisions in the future. I mean, a lot of these people are making these calls due to, they have consultancies and stuff like that. We don't know exactly who people are talking about. Are they talking about ranking members of the, of the Democratic people in the House or the Senate? Or are they talking about like Democratic consultants who aren't sitting politicians? Like, they're not really saying who we're talking about here. We're talking about DNC party leaders. I don't know who they're talking about, but clearly someone's not happy. And they have every right to not be happy because it was bad. It was bad. Like, this wasn't just like a bad debate performance. We've seen that. This was someone who just didn't seem lucid. They did not seem like they could.
He wasn't
do
finishing
the
thoughts.
job. Yeah. I mean, he ended one of his segments as we have to beat Medicare or Medicaid, he said. What?
Right, I forget about that.
I think he was starting.
Yeah, that was such a bad closing statement.
He was like starting a sentence, and then they cut him off, and he just stopped talking, and it was a weird moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was on the world stage. It's undeniable now, at this point.
Yeah.
That, like, things aren't good.
To have bad debate moments is expected. To look like you are completely out of it for the entirety of it.
I think I found
and
it.
Then on top of it, the inability to share a complete thought a lot of times was I don't know what you say about that. It's just so bad. Oh, here we go. Here it is.
Solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Oh my God! It's so much worse watching it a second time.
So much
it's even worse seeing it now.
I realized
now I'm like, oh my
I was
God.
watching it. Even Trump's looking at him like, "Are you okay, buddy?" Like,
yeah,
can I help you out.
Oh
my God!
Trump's about to jump in and be like, "You're taking my lines, buddy. What the fuck is going on?"
Oh my God! Yeah, if you missed the debate, this is probably a good barometer for like this is how the debate went. This was a lot of the debate. Just Biden not really getting a thought out.
Losing it.
I'm sorry. There are some people in the chat saying, "Oh, it's his stutter." This is not just the stutter problem.
This is not
No.
We've seen Biden a million times. This is not the stutter.
Yeah,
that bullshit.
That's cope.
Again,
if anything, he didn't stutter as much as he usually does. It was more about like everything else.
He wasn't stuttering.
At the State of the Union, he stuttered, but was still coherent.
Yeah.
Stuttering doesn't make you say we finally beat Medicare. I'm sorry, that's not a stutter.
Thank you. It's so ridiculous to see that.
And the people who the influencers and political apparatchiks who usually use the stutter excuse, they're fucking online right now and on TV saying it's not the stutter. So for you to still be on that, I mean, enough. This is not the stutter.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Well, that was the debate.
Oh, I have to share this clip with you all. Okay, so this is just the moment where Biden got like genuinely pissed off, and it sounded like his dentures were gonna fall off. Give me 1 second.
Oh, geez.
Sorry, let me pull it in. Okay.
Suckers. My son was not a loser. Was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser. President Trump. Suckers. My son.
That was honestly maybe one of the stronger moments of the debate for him.
He did get the words out.
But the problem
he showed some energy there. Like that's
but he's mumbling the whole time. Why?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it practiced for him to slow down? Because listen, knowing where he is, he didn't need to say a lot. It was all about performance for him. So slow down, pronounce your words loud and clear. Let's say you wanted to get 5 different points in for a question. Who fucking cares? Get one good point in, slow, loud, and clear. Instead, we got moments like this where even when they were good moments, you could barely make it out. You can't even clip that shit because he doesn't even sound. Unless you have the subtitles there, like the closed captions, you could barely make out what he's saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this is, but someone shared this, so let me just let's just watch random clips I'm finding.
Like, someone hire me to fucking sit down with these politicians and tell them how to do this shit. Like, he didn't need to do so much what he was doing. Like, why would Biden even?
I gotta imagine they told
immigration
him,
at all.
Like,
Why would he bring up immigration at all?
This is the thing, though. He's
about immigration.
Bender, you could give him the perfect advice in the world, which you are, but the man is 82 years old. He's stuck in his way. Like, he's going to do what he's going to do. Like, he doesn't mean he's going to take.
I think this was the worst I've ever seen him, though, and that was for almost like 2 hours straight, or however long this took.
More border control and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Oh my God! I think I missed that.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. Play it again.
Oh my God!
More border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump.
I really don't know what he said. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
I mean, I don't think that was a weird clip because I need to know what he said before that. I don't.
Yeah, that's as long.
You know, do you have that moment of him segueing into talking about crime from migrants during the abortion section of the debate?
That was another point too. Is Trump was saying so many shit, like you could have jumped on him for, like that racist line, like immigrants are taking black jobs. Like that's a very easy line to attack, like, and to go after him if you were able to get a sentence out, right? But if it's just like mumbling and quiet and cold stricken and like, then yeah, there's nothing fucking. Again, I don't think Trump overperformed. I think just. Biden performed so poorly that by juxtaposition, it looks.
Trump sounded how Biden needed to. Trump focused on what Biden needed to focus on. Trump was loud, clear, spoke clearly, made sure you could, the content of what he was saying was absolute garbage.
Here, I got it.
You could understand him. Oh, you got that. This to me, I think some of you saw. I think I threw a pen. I ducked out for a minute because I just could not believe this shit. This is one of the worst moments in a presidential debate I've ever seen in my life. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe how you fuck this part up.
And we're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that. God. Here's the deal: there's a lot of
question about abortion
to be raped by their
it was a question about abortion.
Their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There have been many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border.
See, and then Trump jumps on the immigration part and then hits him on the border.
And then Trump didn't have to talk about abortion anymore. His weakest thing. Biden should have kept going back to abortion. It should have been the opposite. Biden should have kept as much time on the abortion question as possible. It's Trump's biggest weakness. It's why Democrats all throughout the country, in Congress, local, statewide elections, have been winning and overperforming 100% because of the abortion issue. And Biden gets the question and he moves to what Republicans want to talk about, and that's immigration.
Yeah. And just look at Biden's face again. That is the face.
The way that Trump kept bringing up immigration and bringing everything back to immigration should have been what Biden did about abortion. Like, that is his strength. That's what he's good on. I can't believe that he actually pivoted to immigration during an abortion section. That is political malpractice. That is shocking to see. But he, to be fair to him, wasn't all there. You could tell. Yeah, nobody mentioned Project 2025 as well. The fact that he didn't bring up Project 2025, at least reference it and tell people go seek out.
Wouldn't have been able to describe it though.
That's true.
He would have fumbled it all up.
All he had to do is say, look, go to joebiden.com/Project 2025. We have all the details. He doesn't have to. Like, his staffers should have done that. Like, okay, if you want to know Biden's or Trump's position on abortion, here's all the quotes. Here's what he said. Go to Joe Biden. Like, they should have given him some sort of a portal to direct people when he started to have a brain fart. Like, they had to have some backup plan. But I genuinely don't know if they expected him to perform this poorly. I think they probably expected some good and bad moments at worst. But I mean, it seems like he always tends to deliver. In the debate one-on-one with Bernie, he did fine. State of the Union, he did fine. But this time, it was a disaster.
So this is the longer clip of showing the sentence before Trump comes in with that quip.
I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where the 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look,
you know,
we
I
have
don't
the
think,
safest border
I
in the
don't
history
think,
of our
I don't
country.
think, I don't
There's probably a
think
better time to
Biden-
come up with that.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't
It's
a bad
not as
moment
bad
for
with the full
Biden.
context.
No.
Right, right.
Mhm.
But that's gonna hit because there were so many other moments where that Trump sentence works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a really
yeah.
bad burn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm you know, I think it went horrible for Biden. He definitely came out looking worse than Trump. I don't know how much it's gonna matter who's watching this debate, other than people like us who are decided or do it for content. But if anyone is looking at this and cares only, doesn't care about substance and only cares about performance, then they're gonna walk away.
Oh my
not
God,
like
this is relatable. This is relatable as fuck, honestly. This is me when
Of
I.
our most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
President Trump, over the last 8
This is so relatable.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I've been here. I look at his eyes go
Yeah.
back and forth.
We've all been there.
All right. That's enough of that. Oh my God. It's
Wait, what's going on with Kamala right now? Someone said something's happening with Kamala right now.
Is she
Is she doing the Game of Thrones?
do it, Kamala, please. You have my full-throated support, Kamala.
Research. I don't know.
Someone said, but she's a Zionist. I was like, they all are.
Yeah.
Like Trump, Biden. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't look.
I don't know. Can't find anything. Who's saying what about Kamala?
I know. I saw someone in the comments saying Kamala's on TV right now or something.
Oh, she's probably on TV because I think she was going on MSNBC or something.
I do have a reaction from Joy Reid, and she is basically echoing what we're saying. I'll pull that in because I mean, honestly, for MSNBC of all places to say that,
I don't know. Joy Reid has actually moved. I'm not going to say she's a leftist now, but she's definitely
gotten
moved
better.
further away.
For sure.
Yes,
absolutely.
She's been radicalized by how bad the Democratic Party has been.
Right.
Honestly, really.
I remember
Yeah.
like
That's
2017
really-
doing videos about Joy Reid being
Me
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I found David Dole, was him shitting on Joy Reid. I'm like, yes, this guy kicks ass.
Oh no way! Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
It's Democrats, you know, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just
Neurotic.
who they are. They're neurotic. But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the stamina and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that. He did the opposite of that. He made them more panicked. The people who were texting me were even more panicked. They actually expected it to be better than it was. And now they're in I won't say a full-fledged panic, but it's getting there.
And are people that you're talking to who are expressing these concerns, are these people who are involved in Democratic politics, or
Yes.
are these liberals watching TV?
These is not liberals watching TV. These are campaign people. These are people who are either Democratic operatives. These are people who were former, sort of Obama world administration people. These are people who are in the business.
Okay.
So the civilians are also panicking. They're also texting me, but I was trying to kind of ignore the civilians and really talk to the campaign folks. People are, they're worried, and there is, it's not a full drumbeat yet, but there is talk of, look, here's the thing. I know a lot of politicians. I just happen to know a lot of them at a lot of levels. They all believe that they have a unique ability to run the race that they passionately want to run. And I know for a fact that Joe Biden passionately believes that he is the only person who can beat Donald Trump, and he has evidence of it because he did it before.
Right.
He knows that he has certain demographic strengths that Donald.
Basically, Joe Biden is saying, you see how bad I am up here? Every other Democrat is even worse.
They are pretty bad.
I love the idea, though. I love the idea.
His ego,
of, like,
man.
It would be really funny. Like, obviously, they're whoever Joy Reid's talking to, they're not going to come out and say like who they are, but it'd be really funny if she accidentally gave some context clues. If she was like, listen, I heard from someone, he was a politician in the Democratic Party. He's someone very high up, and I'm gonna quote him verbatim here. He said to me, Joy, let me be clear. I'm worried.
Honestly, Obama got us into this mess. He made that phone call, had everyone drop out, so that way Biden would become the nominee. Biden's got to get us out of this, or Obama's got to get us out of this mess. Make that phone call again, this time to Joe, and tell him to drop the fuck out. There's only a couple seconds left. We'll just finish this.
Trump cannot counter. He is the real working class white guy that's actually Donald Trump's base, so he knows how to talk to them. He believes that he is the only person that can do it. The problem is, after tonight, his party doesn't believe that.
Damn. That's honestly... That's
Also,
a lot
like,
for MSNBC.
Are
Like,
these
that's...
guys, are these guys like fucking picking up the phone the second the debate is over and be like, this sucked? Tell everyone on TV that Biden did terrible. Like, this is really quick reactions.
I'm not going to play the whole clip, but Joy Reid brought up the Dem Convention math. Someone actually sent me the rules, quote unquote. Nicole Wallace, the rules are circulating. So they're like, Democratic operatives are looking at the rules at the convention to see what they could possibly do.
If they replaced Biden with somebody, the only thing that would make sense and not cause a rift in the Democratic Party would honestly be Kamala. That they couldn't go with anyone else.
Yeah.
The question, they would need to pick a good VP to like bolster her up.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have that experience on like the main stage, even though she's the vice president. But I think she's the only choice. Anyone else would just make no sense. Nobody voted for anybody else. At least when they cast a vote for Joe Biden, they knew that they were also voting for Kamala.
Right. Yeah.
And she would have to like bring back the Kamala that was, a senator going hard at witnesses during like testimony. Like the Kamala that we saw before she ran for president was terrible. Like that Kamala exists somewhere inside Kamala Harris.
Give me the
she
Kamala
could be that
out
person
there.
again.
Give me the Kamala out there who was who ever since becoming VP has been doing these weird ass interviews about how we didn't fall out of a coconut tree and stuff like that. You guys seen that one?
She seems pretty cut in that one. Yeah.
I want that Kamala.
I want to find that clip again. I love that clip. It's hilarious.
Yeah. To quote a legend, it seems like we all just need a hug from a Mamala right now. Can she be our Mamala right now?
Oh God.
I'm sorry to make you all cringe, but that came up.
Here, I got it. It's my favorite.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all you lived and what came before you.
Oh man.
It's so good. I love it so much.
It's so good.
So much.
It really is great.
Definitely came right from brunch. A couple Chardonnays deep.
Yep.
Her laugh afterwards is so great. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
The way she laughs so hard.
And then she brings it together to make a serious point about, I guess, our place in the world.
So what you're saying is we need drunk Kamala Harris to run the country from this point.
Drunk Kamala Harris for speeches like this, but like hard ass Kamala Harris for like the debates and like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Debate night one, Kamala Harris, where she clapped Joe Biden's cheeks. That Kamala Harris was very effective. The Kamala Harris that does really grill witnesses, as a senator, that's the Kamala we need. Look, I've already moved on from Joe Biden. Kamala 2024, put her at the top.
It's the only thing they could do that would make sense and not cause a bigger issue.
Yeah.
I think people really don't understand that there is a huge portion of the Democratic base that would not support just replacing the incumbent presidential candidate after he won a primary.
Yeah,
it would not go over well. You'd have to then work on convincing all of them to still vote for this new person.
Yeah.
The only if you don't want Joe Biden, the only person that makes any sense is, from a realistic standpoint, is Kamala. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not saying as a Kamala fan either. It's just, if you're removing Joe Biden to put someone even safer up there, there's nobody. You can't just go with some wild card.
You can at least make the argument, she got the votes. Joe Biden / Kamala Harris got the primary votes. It's still Democratic, at least relatively speaking. Put her at
Joe
the top
Biden's
of the
dropping out, and she's the VP. Yeah,
it's just the natural progression. Like, obviously, she's not my first choice, but like, it's either that or we have Joe Biden face plant and Trump becomes the president. You have to do something about this. Like, you can't just let him.
Or the
run.
Democratic Party totally redeems itself and puts Bernie Sanders in there.
Rig it for Bernie, baby.
Like complete, all is forgiven. I won't talk shit about the corporate Democrats.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I think I just saw a unicorn fly by.
And a double rainbow. Look at that.
Right. No, but double rainbows can happen though, Lance. That's
true.
Yeah.
I've seen
triple rainbows can happen too, actually. Fun fact.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think that if you give Kamala a strong VP, as somebody was saying, they'll give her like a straight white male, give him, put a Gavin Newsom behind her.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's
it's
so
got to
much
be the
more
whitest
solid.
of white guys for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they gotta make America feel safe. Be like,
He's got to
don't worry,
have like a tub of mayo in his cargo shorts.
Yes.
Otherwise,
absolutely.
it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be safe enough. So do that, and the chances I think increase at least a little bit. I don't know if it's a sure bet, but at this point in time, I feel like you are really rolling the dice with Joe Biden. And I think that replacing him with Kamala it's our only hope. And I never thought I would say Kamala Harris is our only hope, but the situation is
really
desperate.
hated, though. That's another problem there.
She's very hated, yeah.
She's very hated.
Someone do me a favor and put someone's gonna do this, and please Photoshop Kamala on Tatooine in the Obi-Wan Kenobi robes, please. I mean, and give Mike the Princess Leia buns and Photoshop in him talking to R2D2 and
save us, Kamala. Your only hope. Oh.
One more clip here. I'm gonna get off soon because I realize how goddamn late it is.
It's very late.
It's really not that late, actually.
Philip Lewis tweeted this
we
thing.
got much later.
Both the oldest and whitest moment of the debate. I don't know what this is. Let's see.
Yes. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president,
the golf
down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Look how offended Trump is. This is like the only time he gets really bothered.
Yeah, I know.
Biden's talking about how good he is at
Dirty
golf.
lie.
I think we
forget the policies. This is what really bugs Trump.
I think we can all agree they're both handicapped. I mean, this is not really a question. This is bad. This is bad. The idea that
I don't play golf enough to even know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I had no idea. When he started saying I got my handicap to a 6, I'm like, what the fuck? Is he losing his mind more? Like, what is going on here?
So bad.
I think
no
that's
one cares
very
about
relatable.
Golf.
I'm not
no
going
one
to guess.
cares about. No one cares about golf.
Yeah. Fuck golf.
But I have, how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Hey, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
Let's not act like children.
Oh my God! It's Trump being the one being like, "This
it's Trump saying
stupid."
Oh my God!
Oh,
Wow.
Pain.
That's
I'm in pain.
unbelievable. I missed the end of that. I can't believe Trump was the one to end the conversation about golf.
Painful.
Harris is on CNN right now. I don't know if any of you have access
We should
watch it.
I want to see what she's gonna say.
She better throw him the fuck under the bus as hard as she can. Now is the time. Push him, Kamala.
Are you all gonna go like full Jon Snow? Are you gonna be like McQueen and everything?
Yeah. We're bending that knee, baby. If we can find it, yeah.
We got super chats too.
I love. There's still some people in here who's like, here's one. Wow, who needs Trumpers to savage Biden when you have Dishy, Matt Binder, and company? Glad you're all having fun. What do you want us to do? We
lie.
What exactly is going on?
You want to live in a fantasy where everything was awesome?
When
like,
MSNBC is talking about how fucking terrible he did, like what the fuck?
like you guys live in a Candyland reality where you don't you guys are MAGA, where you give yourself a false reality just so your guy can come out looking good. if Democrats want to win, something needs to be done. I'm not even saying that something needs to be done necessarily means taking Biden off the top of the ticket. I'm telling you all how dangerous that is even. I'm saying they've put themselves between a rock and a hard place to even get here to begin with. But something needs to be done. I don't care. Maybe they should coke up Biden. Like literally, maybe they should have Hunter Biden hang out with his dad for a while and get him on some
or reach
stuff
across
that
the
this
aisle
never-
to Donald Trump Jr., you know?
Yeah, so this
Finally-
never happens again. This cannot happen at the next debate. That next debate will be much closer to the election. It'll be much fresher in people's minds. This cannot happen.
So
it will
apparently
be bad.
Kamala's now on CNN, acknowledges a slow start, but argues he ended well.
That's what the sycophants and the establishment people are saying. I have a tweet also as well from a Biden sycophant account on Twitter. Let me bring it in here. Joe Biden had a tough first 15 minutes, and then he locked in with a solid, if unspectacular, performance.
What a weird thing to say, if unspectacular.
Yeah, like that's quite the fucking spin. I can't believe that they're gonna actually try to gaslight all of us. Like you're not gonna convince people that, oh, it wasn't that bad. We all saw it. Like this is not something that you can spin.
I gotta
Maybe
say,
the
though,
second
I'm not
debate,
even seeing much of that. Like that account maybe, and Kamala Harris, of course, is going to. I mean, the fact that she even acknowledged a slow start to me is
that's true.
Big.
I also don't get how that helps.
I wouldn't
them, though.
expect her to even do that.
How would that help them if we were just pretending on this show right now to be like, no, it's all awesome. He did amazing. Everyone's lying to you, but us. We're the only ones telling the truth. Everyone is delusional. Like, what? How would that help in any way? How does
your audience? Then your audience are a bunch of zombies.
Yeah.
If Biden had a few bad moments peppered throughout, I would say, yes, this is the dog and pony show. I see some people talking about. It doesn't matter. It's no one's gonna make this decision based on the debates. But the point is, this was the whole thing for him, and one of his actual major issues is he cognitive enough at his old age to serve another 4 years. This is an actual issue. This isn't the usual case of someone fucking up on a debate stage and it's a 60 or a 50 or 60-year-old guy and they had a bad moment, they misspoke. This wasn't that. His number one issue was going out there and showing people he was competent, and he failed at that. You want to argue it's not going to matter so much? You can make that argument. You want to argue that it has no bearing on this, the number one attack against him? That I don't agree with.
Yeah, you have on Twitter, actually, I won't bring it in, but Julian Castro just said Biden had a very low bar going into the debate and failed to clear even that bar. He seemed unprepared, lost, and not strong enough to parry effectively with Trump, who lies constantly. So, yeah, I mean, he's been critical of Biden, but still, that's a very strong statement from a Democrat.
I'm seeing a lot of tweets saying, I mean, again, this is Twitter search, so who knows how it's being skewed. But a lot of people saying that CNN is grilling Kamala Harris, like pushing back hard on her spin about Joe Biden's performance.
Oh,
and that she's not doing well. So, baby Kamala Harris isn't the right replacement.
Well, she's never been good at being pushed. She's always been bad at that.
Which is wild to me. Like, you're a prosecutor. Like, what the fuck? You can't.
You and she should say. She should look them in the eye and say, "What, you think Joe Biden just fell out of a coconut tree? He exists in the context of all in which he lives and what came before him." I mean, that's.
I'm surprised you got that nailed. I should memorize that line.
I pulled up the quote. I remember the coconut tree.
I should memorize. Oh, here we go. We got a clip.
Okay,
this is Kamala Harris clip.
Nice.
Let's see.
And the contrast is clear. Look at what happened during the course of the debate. Donald Trump lied over and over and over.
He did. Yes.
He would not disavow what happened on January 6th. He would not give a clear answer on whether he would stand by the election results this November. He went back and forth about where he stands on one of the most critical issues of freedom in America, which is the right of a woman to make decisions about their own body. He has been completely ambiguous and all over the place about where he stands on that issue, despite the fact that he hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And that's exactly what they did. And just 3 years ago—
Hold on, pause it.
Anniversary.
I don't know who's saying this is bad. This is exactly what Joe Biden needed to do.
This is good.
Good.
This is good.
This is good.
This is good so far.
Of Dobbs, wherein women across our country have been denied emergency health care, have
All that may
suffered,
be
and the contrast
All
is—
right, probably. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to hear him say,
Yeah.
well, all that
Yeah.
may
See,
be
they're
true.
pushing back. Like this,
Biden did. Yeah. I mean,
this is a Democratic aligned account. So, but
here's the thing that sucks. Like cable news, all of them, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they all glab onto this performance and this sort of stuff, how they, the theatrics of it all, because it's good for ratings. It's a lot to talk about. People care. People like watching that shit more than like policy discussions. The problem is that this time they have a point. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
This time they have an actual point. Like, I've never seen a worse debate performance. Again, content wise, Trump was horrible. Biden, when you could make out what he was saying, content wise, he was better. But the problem was the performance was so bad, and not just the performance alone. The performance gives in to what the actual Biden weakness is. He's going to be the oldest president ever. And can he do it? And the performance shows that he can. But tonight, the performance shows that he couldn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're all interested in a Van Jones clip. He's also on CNN saying Biden should be replaced.
He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. And he looked, I'll give you the analysis. You kind of have the old man versus the con man. I can walk you through how I'm supposed to see it and say it, but I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that. But that was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain for what we saw tonight.
And if I may just add to that, I think Joe Biden lost in the first 3 minutes. I think a lot of voters probably tuned out, and millions of people are having conversations with their families, with their friends, of if the president is up to the task and if he should step aside. And I'm someone who believes the former president is a threat to democracy. I think he is a threat to the America as we know it. He wants to fundamentally change our institutions. He has laid out what his plan is. I am not confident that that is the man to take him on. You cannot.
This is a former Trump official doing the attack during this post-debate discussion that Biden should have done during the debate. That was exactly what you needed to say during that debate. And he didn't even touch upon that. He didn't touch upon that at all.
Insiders I'm seeing a lot of places reporting right now are apparently people within the party are talking about what it would take to convince Biden to step down. An insider and close to Biden explained that it'll require people like Obama to convince him. I was like, I still don't see that. I think in a week or so people will stop having that discussion again. It'll just reset back to
this will
status
probably blow
quo.
over, and then people will get back to normal. That's usually what happens with this shit.
Yeah.
Vox Vox just released a story. Can Democrats replace Biden as their nominee just now?
Wow.
And the answer is no.
So I mean, that is
the answer is no.
They can't.
In the article, if I scroll down, it says,
I mean, can they actually technically do it? Sure.
Of course they can.
But it's never been done. It's never been done this way. I mean, he would have to drop out, and it would have to be Kamala. There's no
have
other
to be
way.
like a medical issue, like he has this disease or something. Like that would be like maybe the reasoning, like
he's got the
way to do it.
Yeah, the ball's in his court. I don't think
he's come down with the Fetterman.
Yeah. I don't think the delegates themselves at the DNC can facilitate that. It all has to come down to Biden. He has to say, I'm stepping down.
Yeah.
So that's the task, honestly. And I think that Obama really is one of the few people that can convince him because he respects Obama, and Obama is the person who gets Democrats to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do. He gets Pete Buttigieg to drop out. He gets, Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders to drop out. So now is the time for him to make that call to Biden, get him to drop out.
Or, hear me out. We skin Biden.
Hear me out. Next sentence, we skin.
Holy fuck.
I'm trying to keep.
Next line that comes out of his mouth. We skin.
Let's keep monetization.
Obama puts the Biden skin suit on, and we just continue as if that's Biden. No one needs to know the difference.
Matt always with the realistic options. Well, that's something we should consider.
Hey, it's as realistic as that.
Listen,
Bernie Sanders.
first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people.
There wasn't much of a change between the beginning and the end. There were like a couple moments where it's like, oh, Biden is awake for a second. But she's acting like it was like a big shift from the beginning to the end. There really was not.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that they're allowed to say. Like they can't lie and say, "Oh, he crushed it. He destroyed Trump."
They have to,
so they have to do some. But honestly, like even if you grant them that, which is false, but if you say, "Okay, yeah, sure, he had a slow start," that first 15 minutes is so crucial because a lot of people are just going to tune in and then they're going to tune out. Most people aren't going to watch the full debate. A lot of people are just going to check it out. And he needed to make a very good impression, and he did not. Not at all.
David, can you pull this picture up so Mike can make the request to her officially?
Uh-oh.
It's in the private chat. So, you ask our audience and you shall receive, pretty much.
Did I accidentally summon?
Go ahead, Mike. Make your request.
Kamala, we need you. You're our only hope.
We need you.
I don't remember what Princess Leia said.
Help us, Obi-Wan. Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope.
Help us, Kami-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Be our mommy. Will you be our mamala? That's all I've got. That's all I've got.
Oh, we're out cringing the debate. To feel better.
Yeah. Another Kamala clip. Let's see this one, and then I'm probably
everybody's looking at Kamala right now. All eyes on Kamala.
But the president of the United States was not.
Everything is so cooked.
To make that case to Donald Trump on the stage tonight. I mean, you debated against then Vice President Biden 4 years ago, and he was a very different person on the stage 4 years ago when you debated him. You must, I mean, that's certainly true, is it not?
Anderson, the point has to be
that reaction
in terms of what a president does. A president who
can we get that one more time?
Can
we get that one more time? That said a lot.
Anderson,
that's certainly true, is it not?
Anderson, the point has to be performance.
If it wasn't true, she would just said
what
no.
A president does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A
Right,
president
but
who
that is
incites
what is
an
scary for
insurrection
people
against the
watching this.
Capitol. No, but I got the point that you're making about a 1.5 hour debate tonight.
Look at the Chiron.
I'm talking about 3.5 years of performance in work that has been historic.
But
whether
is that
it be
the man who we
the
saw
former
on the
guy,
stage
the other
tonight?
guy,
Is that
the other
person
guy
you
on
see
the
in
debate
meetings every day?
stage?
It's all
The
entertainment.
person that you saw on the debate stage that has, for the last 3.5 years, up until today, performed in a way that has been about, whether it be in the Oval Office, negotiating bipartisan deals so that we have an infrastructure, a real infrastructure plan where we're putting trillions of dollars on the streets of America to upgrade our infrastructure. Whether it be the person I see in the Oval Office who is meeting with heads of the military and the intelligence community and in the Situation Room, ensuring the safety of America. The person I see in Joe Biden on the world stage, convening world leaders who often ask for his advice, most recently just during the G7 conference. So I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes when I've been watching
That's
the
why
last
you're
three
there.
and a half years of performance.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's what she has to say, but
That's
I mean,
what she has to do. She's doing what she has to do. Like,
yeah, if you
can't
watch
fault her
that,
for doing what she has to do.
the question is, can this man last another 4 years? If you watch that, I think the takeaway is,
She obviously knows.
Doesn't look like
she can't say it, but she obviously knows. There's a problem.
Absolutely.
It looks bad.
All right, I got to jump off, but I'm just gonna read the names of the super chats. I assume Binder will be here till like 3 a.m., so maybe you can read them all. But
Hey,
I just want to thank the donations. So Lawn Gnomes, thank you
I'll be
for
right back.
multiple donations. Calm like a bomb, thank you. Lawrence, thank you. The Lempen Lodge, Chris, Justin Kosick, still alive, which I think I read already. No, I didn't. Thank you. Mr. Paul, Rolando. I can't say your last name. I don't want to fuck it up. But Rolando, thank you. And Jay Cass, thank you. Binder will address all of your questions. And, I appreciate
David.
I appreciate
Matt, do you
the support.
mind if I read mine? I only have 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Right.
All right. Calm like a bomb. Thank you so much for the $2 with the message. We're screwed. Can I come to Canada? I would start applying now, honestly, if that's your plan, because Canadian immigration is brutal. It's worse than the US. So apply now and maybe look into applying if you're LGBTQ plus, because you're in a red state that's persecuting you. There might be a channel through that. Comrade Katz with the 199. I don't think fact check matters. It's about performance. I don't know what Matt's thoughts are on this, but I think it's ridiculous on one end to think that a single debate on television can really sway an election in one direction or another, which I think was kind of the point that Kamala was trying to say in that CNN clip. But you could see that there's still that idea where it's like in the media where it's like, but that was so fundamentally bad that how does anyone recover from this kind of thing, right?
No, again, if it was any other debate between any other people, I would say that's usually the case. But when the number one issue is whether the guy can do it because of his age, and he performs like that throughout the entire debate, not just the senior moment, the entire debate, I think it's much more than it would be for any other debate. It's everyone's gonna have a bad moment in a debate. When you're talking about people at this age, everyone's gonna have a senior moment at a debate. It wasn't just that. And even if it was just a bad night for Joe Biden, and he isn't usually like this, it was the absolute worst night for him to fucking do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Ken Klippenstein just said out loud, he's like, this is what happens when you don't do any media interviews for 4 years. And I was like, he has done some, but I'm pretty sure they were aware of how bad this was going to be before it happened. Multiple people have been sitting with him, prepping him for this. There are teams of people who sit down and prep politicians for. They have mock debates, right? Like they've done and rehearsed this, dozens of times before he went up there. They would have seen and been like, "This is, pretty rough."
Yeah. Can I just also point out that I have proven I am a reverse Nostradamus. Whatever I say or think is going to happen, the opposite happens. At the beginning of this debate,
That's a power.
I said, listen, the expectations are so low. I'm assuming Biden will surpass them. But since I'm always wrong about predictions, the opposite's probbe going to happen. The opposite happened.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Watch my predictions because the opposite happens. It's like a weird, I don't know how to, that's what's going on. Do we want to get to super chats?
Well, I'm just finishing reading the last one of mine.
Okay.
Abscondage with the $2, and this is the last one. The message is, let Binder cook ... human flesh. I'm sure Binder agrees.
Hey, I was making a point. I mean, they're in a rock and a hard place. Biden needed to drop out and just say, I ran my one term like I promised. I brought the office of the presidency back to the Democrats. I've brought you guys into a strong position where you need to be. It is time for me to agree to what I said I would do, and time for the next generation, he could have even said. And then we would have had a primary. Kamala, my assumption is she probably would have won it because as the VP, it seemed like it would be in her favor, and we wouldn't be in this position right now. At this point, if they do anything, there will without a doubt be a non-insignificant portion of the Democratic base who is turned off by how it goes down. and that's what's going to happen. They are stuck with him. They really are. I do think they might lose more people who they don't have to worry about even getting out the vote with, if they were to just replace him. There are the Democrats are all about doing things the way they're supposed to be done and not rocking the boat.
Yeah.
That's the Democratic base. That's the people who are sitting on the floor of the DNC waving their little signs. That's who and they don't want to worry about those people. Those people are the sure thing vote. Imagine they got to worry about getting out the people who aren't a sure thing. And then on top of that, that base, they're not going to want to rock the boat.
Yeah. So, I think that this is going to be, like you guys were saying, like this is going to be talked about, like the prospect of replacing him or trying to get him to step down for a week. But, time's ticking, right? The convention is coming up. And once the convention happens, it's over. So I think that to the extent that it's possible, Democrats should do that. But I'm not going to get my hopes up because I can't see him being willing to just give up power like that. Like he is stubborn. He's in a position that he doesn't want to give up, and I don't think he will. So it sucks. But I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that Obama makes that call because Obama's the only one.
Yeah, this was a bad night.
Yeah.
Again. Listen, if I didn't think the race was going to be this close, I would say the debate doesn't matter. But I think the race, it's going to be close. Biden's going to win the popular vote. There's no question about it. Question is, does Biden get out the people he needs to get in certain states? And I don't know if he will.
Yeah.
Glenn Greenwald says, none of you understand politics. They were accusing him of taking performance-enhancing drugs, so he neutralized the issue by taking performance-diminishing drugs. It's called triangulation. Look into it. It's the 90s.
Glenn Greenwald?
No,
Wow.
the joke account, Glenn Greenwald. It's a really funny one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even think he even needs to take performance depressing drugs. He just needs to not take any drugs, and you get what you get. This is oof.
Yeah.
I see Biden battles cold, the COVID test negative. Oh man, best case scenario. He should have been crossing his fingers for being COVID positive, so they could have canceled the debate. Oof.
Okay. Let's get to some super chats here. First one we have here is from Tokyo Hans. This is for you, Matt.
No, that is for
so?
me. Let me pull up my all my super chats here. Tokyo Hans, 2 weeks from today is Matt's YouTube monetization anniversary. A great day for the bigliest stream. Why, thank you, Tokyo Hans. I appreciate that.
Dr. Disrespect just got demonetized on YouTube, so
nice.
There's some good news. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good news.
They'll remonetize him again in a few months, though. That's what YouTube does. But
No, I don't think they will remonetize him because they've been on the record now saying they didn't do any deals with him because they weren't sure what he did, but it was enough for them to not want to touch him. But at the same time, they couldn't demonetize him without knowing. Like they could say they didn't want to do a specific,
contract
one-on-one deal with him. Yeah, they couldn't demonetize him based on their policies without knowing what he did. Now that they know what he did, I think this is going to stick.
I hope so, but they also remonetized Matt Walsh, so I don't have any hope in YouTube.
I mean, but Matt Walsh didn't do anything that's that there is a huge difference, honestly. As bad as Matt Walsh is, and we don't know he's done that, and until that, I don't think anything is gonna be at that level.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I think this one is also for you, though, Matt. This is from 10 Lawn Gnomes.
It is not, but I can read it. 10 Lawn Gnomes. I did get one from 10 Lawn Gnomes, but not this one. 10 Lawn Gnomes. We need the anchor from Colorado who did the GOP primary. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry. Was there a good Colorado debate?
Kyle Clark. He was the moderator who is really good at pressing politicians and calling them on their bullshit. He kind of got into a back and forth with Lauren Boebert about the Beetlejuice incident and her lie. Really
I
great
missed this.
journalist.
Is that what happened? I did not see that.
Yeah, I did a video on it, so check that out. Yeah, Kyle Clark, amazing journalist from Colorado. Great work from him.
And he to her face at the debate, he mentioned
To her
Beetlejuice.
face.
What did she say?
She just kind of sidestepped it. You know, I'm not going to be embarrassed by that for the rest of my life. I'm going to move on. You know, but he's like, but you lied to your constituents. It was great. It was, and there was another viral clip. I think David Dole covered that one of a different Republican in Colorado who he was grilling. And it was about abortion because he paid for an abortion for his girlfriend or mistress or something like that. But he's anti-choice. He's what what pundits should be. Because he doesn't let them get away with their lies, so he's really fantastic.
I gotta check that one out.
Yeah, for sure. There we go. That one is yours, I think.
Yes, it is. 10 Lawn Gnomes with a super chat. Thanks for streaming that hot trash for us. I mean, it was something. I mean, I knew it would be a interesting one because Biden and Trump basically we've not seen them interact for many years now. I wasn't expecting what we saw though. And I want to make this clear for people who didn't catch what I said 100 times in the beginning. Trump did just as bad, but a different kind of bad. Trump was really bad content-wise. He straight up lied and had bad positions to people who, he could have easily lied the opposite way and told people things they wanted to hear. I wouldn't put it past him to do that, but he couldn't even do that. Like, again, if you're someone who cares about the and not from a right-wing perspective, obviously you see right-wingers attacking Biden for being old all the time. But if you are someone who legitimately is like, I'm concerned about the age of any president at that age, and you thought Biden did bad, you're probably also in that same cohort that doesn't think someone should overthrow an election. You're probably like a straight down the line type of guy or gal. And so Trump not saying he'll accept the election results probably turns you off too.
I think this one was for David. I don't know which ones he read because I was gone. But I'll just read this one. 10 Lawn Gnomes. $5. Thank you. Pretty sure we would have learned more about the candidate if we had each of them and their prospective cabinets in an escape room and recorded it. Yeah, honestly, I would be down for that. Thank you to Christine Morgan for becoming a YouTube member. Welcome. Appreciate you. And a Kowalski one. I think this is either for you or David. Matt.
This is for me. Kowalski with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Kowalski. It is sad to say, but I think RFK Jr. just became a contender for the presidency. I am preparing a contingency for a worst case scenario. Be prepared to disavow me. No, I think you have a point. I think any leading third party candidate, in this case, it is RFK Jr. Everyone else is way behind him. I would be concerned that people who weren't turned on by any of these guys are going to look for a third party candidate. Again, we are not talking about people who are politically connected in either way. We're not talking about people who watch, Daily Wire and listen to Ben Shapiro all day. And we're not talking about people who, are, people going out there and campaigning for the squad. We're talking about people who are politically uninterested in general, only tune in for the big election every 4 years. And stuff like this, superficial stuff like this, matters to those people. And those are the people Biden and Trump are fighting for. Like they ain't fighting for people who are reading the news every day and taking part in political discourse on social media.
Speaking of those kind of people, though, Nicholas Kristof, who's like got to be one of the biggest New York Times Democratic writers, just wrote and published an article, President Biden, I've seen enough. And then the article goes on to say, based on the performance on Thursday, we hope you withdraw from the race. Which, if it's coming from now, New York Times, fucking Democratic supporters, that's not a good look.
The big dogs are saying it. So now it's a different conversation than before. Rebecca, I'm curious, what was the sense that you got over on? For those who don't know, she was just on Mark Lamont's Hill show. Shout out to him. We love Mark. What was the sense that he had? Was it dread like us, or I would have abandoned you all for a Mark Lamont
I know.
too.
He's cooler and better looking than all of us. I understand it.
Because I was here first, and I thought it was going to be 15 minutes,
Right.
but we got to talking and talking. So it started to get,
what? Now it all makes sense. When Rebecca first joined the stream, my first thought was, oh, she's wearing a nice dress. She's looking.
Oh no, because
she's looking like she's ready for prime time. I can't believe she thinks this highly of our stream.
Yeah, no, I
But
went
no,
somewhere
it's
first.
clear
I
now.
went somewhere. I was ready, y'all. That's why I came. That's why even I was on 8-ish time, because I actually went somewhere first. I had this on. I said it's going on the rest of the night. So this, all right, 6 jobs today. Okay, so that's
No,
why I would have got here.
You could pretend that, make up the scenario where you did it for something
No,
else
because
for us,
night
but it's
school,
clear.
night school
you
with
had it.
Mark
You
Lamont
dressed
is
nice for Mark Lamont.
no.
Not us.
He
I
wears
get
like
it.
he's in his home. He's not in his suit. That's like the low end here. Like that, like when
I
you
would
want
dress
nice,
nice for Mark.
he'll drink. He'll have a good old time on that. Like it's a whole thing. But
That's fine.
no, but the conversation, I'm pretty sure, was the same over here. With even the points that we were making while we were watching it, because I was here for the viewers who are tapping in. Don't listen to Matt. I was here watching it with y'all. But it's the same points. It's basically how the superficial aspect, but that is actually an important aspect of what we want our president to be like. We want him to be strong. We want him to be cognizant. We want him to be like, we want to feel like we have somebody who can formulate his sentences correctly. While he is, we had Dr. David Johns on there who pointed out, if we're making a comparison between him and Trump, there is only one person who has an expertise, who spent most of his life's work in politics and this type of leadership or close to it. So that makes sense. But I do think there's a time where it ages out as well.
Yeah.
So we had that conversation with it. But then we talked about the fact checking. There was a lack thereof where we said the same thing, where the moderators weren't doing their job, at least when coming back and having some kind of pushback or like real statistics, because that's what I'm used to during the debates, a little bit of pushback from the moderators. But these two, it was just giving, okay, yeah, he lied. He just blatantly lied, and we'll continue to push on. Or we'll
I think
give
there was
him
only
another
one time they
opportunity.
corrected them, right?
Yeah,
there was only one time where she was like, the question was about like healthcare or something, and then
or
otherwise,
correcting the question, or giving him another opportunity to answer the question. Him being Donald Trump, when it came to Joe Biden, it was like, all right, that's your time. Like that's what it. I saw that in there, and then we discussed that there was a lack of conversation when it came to LGBTQIA plus community, especially with
I'm almost kind of happy about that, to be honest with you, because all Trump's going to do is say the worst things possible, and Biden wouldn't have been able to match him or even respond to it, right? He
but the
would have been
American
Trump
people
being
would
like,
be
they're
able
coming for
to
your kids
see
and stuff.
that would be their leadership. The American
true.
people would see this is where he stands at that. I think that's what the debates are for. This is your time to shine. This is your stage. And then we had that particular moment where Dr. David Johns pointed this out. Recently, so they didn't talk about that. Then they missed the opportunity that if they were to mention that, or Joe Biden could have even said, we eradicated those who were reprimanded in the military for having gay sex.
He just did that. He pardoned all of them or something. Yeah,
their sentences or whatever it was, for that. And that would have been a conversation. Like you could, like Trump, you could never, like we needed that energy, because there are some things that you have done, like even right now, just now, which could have been a part of the conversation in some way, shape, or form, because throwing out the things that he was randomly, I'm like, well, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing over here. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing over here. Like if you want to floss something, like you just did that. That could have been my administration just did this. That was, we were missing those opportunities. So there was a lot of missed opportunity there.
Rebecca, were you here for the golf part where they were getting into golf? You were here. Okay.
For the last remarks, because I thought they were done. And then when it came to the last remarks, and he froze, and like he he was glitching in real time. He was shutting down. Like
It's
his battery was low. And
Yeah.
that sucked to see. But at the
Mm.
same time, it goes to show, like, I know that they're saying that this is all we got, but we have to start looking at when it comes to leadership in the same in any position, right? Not only presidential, but when it comes to leadership, we got to start looking at, okay, now that person is like 80. There's no reason that they should be taking the seat anymore. There's somebody younger. There's somebody that that can actually do some work from this seat. Let this person go and live their life. And let's, continue to look at somebody who is supposed to fill this position and can do actually like be on their feet, be a little bit quicker with their words and their work.
Speak
That's what we're
English.
looking for. And it was
So it sounds to me like you're also on the K-Hype train with us.
okay.
I'm on the K-Hype train.
The Kamala Harris train?
I'm 100% all in.
I'm
on
not on
Kamala.
that train.
Mike, you bought it so fast.
I'm a black woman and I'm not on that train. I'm not.
I'm so ready for Kamala. I've got my summoning
Mamala?
candles. I'm ready. Bring her in. Let's
Yeah, I'm not on that train at all for so many reasons. But we don't even have to start with that because we don't have to go there. But you guys are making some really great points within the whole like the golf thing, talking about some I want to. He literally told that man he wanted to play him in golf, and they were going back. It was nursing home.
Yeah.
Like it was just giving.
Yeah, I'm tired of people saying that's ageist to point out. It's like this. I'm not saying it's bad to be old.
No,
at my age now, I wouldn't want to do this. I would not want to have that job. You know, like I wouldn't want to do that at this age. I don't get why you still need to do it when you're pushing 90. Why?
Yeah.
Right.
Enjoy your great grandkids. Go see Italy. Anything.
You gotta point it out.
Yeah. All right, so we have some. We're into super chats. Lance, Rebecca, do you guys have any
Rebecca can take it
cash
away.
apps or anything that you wanted to?
Oh, well, yeah. I'm about to slide. Y'all got my.
Actually, you know what? I do have some of yours on here, Rebecca. Let me pull it up for you.
Me? I wasn't even on here.
Yeah. So, wait a second. Is this? I see this one with the link, but it seems like a David Dole question or a Lance question.
We're screwed. Can I come to Canada? That's from one of y'all. Yeah, Lance or David.
There's this one. I think this one is for you.
I don't think fact check matters. It's about perform.
Right? No, it is about performance in a debate, and for the audience that you're trying to reach, people who will. I'm not saying fact checking won't matter at all, but the people who support Trump, there's no fact check you can give that's going to change their mind.
Okay, so that was all that I saw.
That was it. I know I haven't been here, so ain't nobody. But if you want to, my Cash App is Becca's Voice. Absolutely, y'all. I know that y'all did a great job breaking it down, because even while you guys are making your remarks while we were watching it, but they were really great points. And I understand the fact checking part of it, but it's also important because Donald Trump lies. Not only in this debate, he lies a lot. He made a lot of comments with no fact checking. His audience was going to call that A+ stellar performance. That cult is going to call it, a stellar performance. It's just based off emotion, but the American people should understand everything that he's saying that's a lie. Imagine that as leadership, but he was the president. He really was, and it was nothing but lies, taking credit for stuff that happened in the previous presidency with Obama. So that's important to really point out. Yes, the performance is what matters the most in the debate, but we have to start acknowledging. I wish we would start acknowledging that if you're the person that's going to take leadership, can't tell the truth, how is he really going to protect the American people? So that's important. That's important.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree, but I'm worried that people are
going
to. Right. I mean, I'm worried people are going to stay home because they're not going to I agree with what
that's
you said.
That's scary too.
Yeah.
I believe I agree with what you said about what makes Trump bad. Like, I'm not saying Biden did bad because I have some ulterior motive. He did bad because if you're concerned about Trump for those reasons, you're also concerned about Biden for the reasons that made him weak during the debate. You're worried he can't do it. And he showed during that debate that he potentially can't do it. I mean, I don't want that, but that's the performance he put out.
Oh, I have, by the way, just to bring this in, this is the CNN SSRS conducted poll. So most people think that Trump won in 2020. And first and second debate, Biden won, according to the same poll. So, you know, to the extent that debates matter, this was not, I don't know to the extent that they matter, but this was really, he needed to shine. He needed to just get it together a little bit, and he so catastrophic.
Yeah. I don't.
Trump's out there going, stop the count. That's the election right there. Stop the count.
It was crazy. I gotta watch it back. Like, I feel like I gotta watch it back and just like, it was a train wreck.
It was a train wreck.
But missed opportunities for sure. But yeah, no, I think that his performance, Joe Biden, based off of a lot of missed opportunities too. But I think that it had a lot to do with just him being of a certain age, in my opinion. Y'all could fight me. Everybody could fight me. Everybody could say what they want to say. But that does, I felt like that definitely played into how quick we were going to hear from him, you know, how fast, how witty he was. I know that when it came to the Black American conversation, he's used to having something to say about that. So he had his points 1, 2, and 3. What he's about Black businesses, the wages and stuff like that for Black people. He had that already, but everything else, it was hard for him to really put together his thoughts. He had them there, but it was really hard for him to put together his thoughts. So anywho, thank you so much for your, I'm going to read this one. Your super chat.
I don't know why I thought that was really funny. You were just like, you were going into it and you were like, well, anywho.
Yeah. I was just talking and I'm out of here because I'll be with y'all till 2 a.m. and I will not. So
no, it's already late.
Yeah. Thank you, Adar.
We love hanging out with you, Rebecca.
Yeah, you know, I love hanging out with y'all. So don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget it. Adar, thank you guys so much. $20. I appreciate it. Saying I'm just glad we finally beat Medicare. All right. So
that was that's so
a great moment.
I just remembered that's real. That's a thing that happened.
Yep,
oh my
we
God.
did it.
What is this?
Oh, and
what is
Jill
this
Biden
timeline?
just put out a video, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Just to summarize, she's really proud of Joe, and he's the president that we need right now. Go to joebiden.com to sign up.
Got him all the ice cream. Did you buy him some ice cream? Little treat, little chocolatey treat, sugary treat for you.
Everybody,
she needs to be having a combo with him.
Absolutely, and like I think it's time to maybe you maybe need to. I don't know. It just I don't know, guys. But I love you guys. Mean it.
Yeah, you take care.
And I'm out of here.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in again. It was nice to see you.
I told you I'm coming back. I love you guys. Mean it.
All right, love you.
Next
Take
Thursday.
care.
Oh no, we're not doing next Thursday.
Oh right. Yeah, it's 4th of July.
White people holiday.
I'm not American. It doesn't apply to me. If you don't want to do it, I won't do it. But I'm fine. I'm fine working on Independence Day.
We probably won't have much viewers though, which is the thing.
Why don't we watch Independence Day then? It's such a great film. We could
Black
watch
people are going to be throwing something on the grill and talking about what happened to this holiday and why they ain't doing things right. So that's what we're going to do. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll probably spend time with family too, even though I don't celebrate. But I'll do something.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care. Yeah. So I mean, unless the Canadians want to do a Canadian only stream, but it probably
David Dole not having to do a stream. He'll check out.
Yeah, I won't be here. So yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
Next Thursday is 4th of July.
Yeah. So all the Americans want to take it off.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a stream on the Tuesday before?
Not really.
I mean, I'll do the Thursday, but
Oh, you'll do okay. All right, fine.
Yeah.
All right, just throwing it out there.
Binder, we could do an old fashioned what's the name of that late night call-in show you do? That's fun. Doomed? Is that Doomed? I don't get it wrong.
Yeah. I do call in starring Doomed. Yeah. I mean, Maybe
People are asking for UK election coverage. I mean, that's a pretty done deal, isn't it? From everything I'm reading and seeing, it looks like it's going to be a changing of the guard. You go from the right wing to the neoliberals back and then back again, and
yeah. And we brought on the Tabernacle a couple of episodes back, so check that out. He was very insightful.
Oh, that super chat was for me, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Calm like a bomb. That was bad. Do we have a chance? I mean, yeah. I don't think this is it. Just wasn't a good way to kick things off, really. I think this being so far away from November is a huge help. My worry is that there's another one much closer to November that will be much fresher in people's minds.
They got to cancel.
I mean,
that shit.
Joe Biden shouldn't have done debates, obviously, at this point. Trump didn't do them last year. He canceled debates. So there was no pressure for him to do any.
Yeah.
Tokyo Han says disappointing debate, not one mention of corn pop.
Lizzie Bennett with $2. Thank you, Lizzie. Says who won? I don't know. We, the country, lost. Yeah, absolutely. I expected to feel demoralized after watching the debate because they just have that effect on me. But the feelings that I got were much different. Now it's just like, oh no, like we're going down. It's a catastrophe. So very different than my usual debate dread, or post-debate dread, I should say. Okay. So calm like a bomb. I think we need to apply for a passport after that. Yeah. If you don't have your passport sorted out, you should do that. Ignar Husky with a member super chat says, that was bad. Biden was whispers Macmillan and looked like a lost puppy. This is done unless the Dems force Biden out. And now we need it or we're fucked. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Ultimately, it's Biden's decision to make. They can influence him. It seems like the calls are being made right now. There's rumblings of it. Am I hopeful that that's going to happen? Absolutely not. I do not think it's going to happen. But, there's a non-zero chance. Closer to zero than, anything. But
I don't think it's going to happen just out of precedent, to be totally honest with you. Don't get me wrong, though. It is pretty wild right now because I am half, talking to Mike and also half on the internet seeing what everyone's talking about. And I've never seen this many either liberal commentators, liberal newscasters, or people talking about insiders all saying the same thing simultaneously right now. And also people writing for the New York Times, Vox just put out an article about it too. It seems like maybe it's just a hot button topic tonight because the performance was so bad that everyone's just like, all right, let's just entertain this because it gets the clicks and the likes for a single evening. And maybe in a couple of weeks, no one will be talking about it. That could be probably more likely is usually the thing. I just mean from the inside of the Democratic, party. I don't see them, but the fact that multiple different sources now are kind of like, can he step down? Is there an option B? Is there something else available? And
the fact that the conversation is being had by these people in particular, that's what really is striking to me, to your point. So I agree. To further bolster your point, there's a tweet from Richie Torres, of all people.
Oh, okay.
He says, the greatest loser of tonight's debate is the country.
That's
not an endorsement of Biden.
Richie Torres. That's just that's
Torres.
as close as you can get to it's not even copium. It's that was bad, but fucking Trump is worse, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm surprised he didn't find a way to support Israel in that sentence.
Yeah, right. He could have
in the middle of it
all. Calm like a bomb, $2.
He did support Israel in that sentence because he remembered that Trump called Joe Biden a Palestinian, and that's when he.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That was the moment.
That's true.
If
Trump that's the moment that he was like, "Oh, Trump won the debate." That's
If
Trump
never did that,
he used it as a pejorative.
Biden, Trump would have been like, Torres would have been like, "Yeah, Trump won." No, Biden. I'm really tired at this point. Biden won. But yeah, once you call him a Palestinian,
this is from the official NBC News account. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in right now. Breaking report: Biden will drop out of the presidential race. Breaking news from January 3rd, 2008. So just a little bit of a throwback from it all.
For a second, I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I know the news comes at you fast, but goddamn."
Yeah, I was seeing that, and I'm like, okay, this is a shit post. I'm like, wait, no, this is the real account. I'm like, wait, and then I saw the date. I'm like, oh, fuck, bastards. Okay, so next one is from Tokyo Hans, 500 yen. Thank you. This is the perfect time for you and Bender to throw your hats back into the ring.
That's true. What the fuck? What happened to that?
DNC, I'm ready. Give me the call.
All right.
We're ready. We're mobilized. We can do it. Okay.
We got a dream ticket right here. I mean, I'll be the master of propaganda. Come on.
I'll
make them trailers, songs. Yeah, we can do this.
My first executive order will be one executing. I'm not gonna repeat that.
I was like, oh my god.
I'm not gonna.
I know. Late night, Mike.
I know. I'm way too tired to start.
As soon as we get to like the end of the streams,
I start rattling off.
He's gonna go after the old
country's agenda. Okay.
I actually liked your original platform plan where it was like mandatory gayness or something like that. I was like, finally, someone's implementing the policies that matter.
You got to do 3 hot tours or you go to jail. Okay, this is addressed to me, but I don't actually see it, but I'll read it. Trent, $2. Mike, you and Bender have to run now. Wow, so we're being drafted. So you know what? Listen, I'll say this: if the DNC does call, and I mean this, I will step up. I will run. Okay, Bender is with me, I'm sure.
I am. Let's do it. Let's make the run official.
Yeah. This one's for you, I think. Bender.
It is Charlie DeGenimer with a membership super chat, member for 11 months. Thank you, Charlie. My right to exist in public is tied to that man. We're so fucked. Whew, yes.
Yeah.
I feel for anyone who puts their hope in the Democrats, fighting off Republicans, because this is bad.
So much is on the line. So many lives.
I think that's honestly why everyone is being so silly. Like, people were asking why we were laughing at points in the evening. I was like, it's honestly fucked. Do you want an honest answer? Like, I have been, like most people, dreading, the upcoming American election as well as most other elections, just because it's like, it just seems profoundly fucked. And like, ultimately, it's one of those things where it's like, what is the best possible outcome? They both retire in some form or another, right? Like, that's the best possible outcome. Yeah.
They both die.
In a video game, Roblox or Minecraft or something like that. But yeah, it's like it's profoundly and utterly what is this timeline? I consistently think that it's like that having simultaneously, like, I understand why, like, who am I to tell younger people right now, you gotta really fucking step it up, because you gotta help old Joe, that, like, meanwhile it's like every day they're dealing with like the realities of like an ongoing genocide with taxpayer dollars, watching the daily bloodshed, the daily massacres, like that is clouding most of my thoughts during the course of the day. And then it's like, hey, by the way, we got to get back to this this debate is, and this contest is important, and all that kind of stuff. It's like profoundly fucked. Is the technical term.
Yeah, and my fear with that is that a lot of people, just for mental health sake, will tune out, because it's just so bad, so destructive. I feel like if I didn't cover news and politics for a living, I would just like try to be as ignorant as I possibly can. It's a privileged position to try to be ignorant, but like, it's so dreadful and overwhelming that like, you kind of like, you want to just not look anymore, because you're just better off that way psychologically. So, the widespread demoralization, it's going to affect Democrats in a really negative way, because it's following politics is painful. The situation is painful.
Oh, it's true. But like this person in one of the chats, mountain bike fan, being like, do people want Trump to win, knock this shit off? It's like, what benefit do you think it helps in the upcoming American election to have people sit here and give you a delusion, like to sit here and do a little fantasy for you? We can put on some music if you'd like. We can all sit here. That was amazing. Boy, did he perform well. Stellar, outrageous. Don't you think so? Like what does that benefit anyone? Like, to sit here and just deny reality.
If you want spin, watch MSNBC.
Yeah,
Fox News.
I'm sure they're doing a great job of it right now.
Yeah, but well, actually, MSNBC is they're kind of saying what we're saying right now, because you kind of just got to call a spade a spade. You can't like gaslight people and say, no, what you're seeing, that's not actually, like, he's not demented, he's not incoherent, there's no problem there. Like, that's absurd. We're not going to lie to you. And of course, we don't want Trump to win. Hence why we're so forceful in saying Biden drop the fuck out immediately, because it just feels like this is such a dangerous game to play with the stakes being so high. So many people's lives would be ruined if Trump were elected. So yes, I agree with Biden that democracy is at stake. That's why he should not be running, because he is not the person who can defeat Trump. He did it in 2020. Awesome. Great. He's a different person now. Not acknowledging that is, I think, really irresponsible. So we're not going to lie to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think this one is for either you, Matt, or David Dole.
That is for me. Radio Friendly Box with a super chat. Only Morning Joe can convince Biden to drop out. Sad, but likely true. Yes. That is depressing.
Morning Joe and Biden. Morning Joe will never do that. He'll spin this. We'll see. Marley Morgan, $10. Thank you, Marley. That's a very generous super chat. I'm a 32-year-old living in Louisiana who'd like to transition. Here is bad, and the rest of the country seems fucked, maybe. Any good migration ideas? US or abroad? The gayer, the better, LOL. It's hard to say. Being a US citizen and moving abroad is difficult. I know that there are some European countries that might admit you if you have like a grandparent that served in the military. There are some Latin American expat communities, Costa Rica and whatnot. There are options, but I would say, you have to do your research there. I've done a little bit of research into this. I've thought about it myself, but yeah, nowhere's a utopia. But I would understand you not wanting to stay here if Trump won.
Mike Thompson with a super chat. Going to laugh when they start talking about subbing Hillary. I don't even know. Man. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell. Like, we're in a. This was bad tonight. It was bad tonight.
Yeah.
And now I'm officially tired, if you could believe it. I think I wore myself out with getting so angry.
I don't blame you. It's mentally draining. We do have quite a bit, so we should probably try to rush through them. Though I'm just going through. I found my place, and yeah, we've got a lot. So I'll try to truck through mine. This one is for you, I think.
Hans with a super chat. Totally vote for Jimmy Carter. Make him put up solar panels on the White House lawn again. He would at least be good on the environmental issues. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is not for me.
Oh, okay. 10 lawn gnomes with $5. I think for David Dole. Will the 25th Amendment be talked about tomorrow, replace Biden now, and let Kamala run as an incumbent? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to invoke that. If anything is going to happen, it's going to be Biden making the decision on his own volition. I don't think they're going to force it. I don't think that's going to be invoked. So it's going to come down to whether or not Biden can be convinced to step down. That's the real question, if it's even a possibility. I would say it's very, very low chance. This one for you.
It's not for me, but I'll read it.
Oh, okay.
Lorenz,
funny one.
42.
Yeah, this is funny.
I had one episode left in Game of Thrones, and Binder just spoiled it for me. Did you really? That'd be really funny. Wait, but how would that? Oh, I did mention something that happens in the last episode. Right. I mean, it was 5 years ago. I think the spoiler, spoiler window has officially passed. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. The Lumpen Lodge with $5. Scam artist demagogue versus Joe Mencha. It's Jover. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Trans Girl 420 with a 1020 super chat. Thank you, Trans Girl. Do you think U.S. was involved in the Bolivia coup attempt? If the military succeeded, I imagine Musk and EV makers would get their hands all over their vast lithium reserves. More complex, of course, but character limits. Thanks. You know what? I don't know. I haven't looked too much into this. I will say that from what I saw, it seemed like kind of lazier than the previous coup attempt. From what I do know, the president of Bolivia fired the military leader, like the general or whatever, and then he went ahead and got some soldiers to defect to stage a coup. And this basically immediately was shut down after the president of Bolivia swore in a new military commander who then got all the other troops together to end the coup.
Well, you're forgetting the funny part that the general then did a press conference and got arrested on live TV afterwards. The general who's doing the coup, the Jose, Jose went. Yeah, he went on. So afterwards, he probably could have done try to go through a back channel and do exile or something. Instead, he did a press conference, and then during live television, he got arrested in the middle of it.
That's great. That's pretty fun. I mean, I guess from what I can say right now is there is a very good lesson to be learned here. If you're going to fire your military leader, just make sure you have that replacement lined up and sworn in immediately after, so this can't happen. I mean, seems like that's the lesson to be learned here.
Yeah.
We have the official Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker post on the debate. He says, one off night doesn't change the fact that Joe Biden is the most legislatively successful POTUS in our lifetime. One night. Sorry, go ahead.
That's pretty strong coming from him. One off night. Yeah.
But he says it again. One off night also doesn't change the fact that the former guy is a convicted felon, serial liar, adjudicated rapist, and who's unfit for any office, period. Adjudicated rapist, sorry.
The fact that, they're admitting essentially that Biden had a bad night, that's very telling. Like, usually Democratic sycophants, the people who hawk to a Biden all the time, like Mark Hamill, they would never admit this. So it's...
Or you just go after Trump, right? Or you just say, it was disgusting that Trump did this. That would be, kind of the...
That's what that's what the DNC type Gen Z accounts like Harry Sisson is doing. Just saying, Trump is lying. Yeah, you just ignore Biden's performance altogether. But the fact that they're like, oh yeah, he had a slow start or one off night, that says a lot. Because these people are sycophants. Like, Blue MAGA will never admit that their deity ever did anything wrong. So the fact that they're saying, oh, you had an off night, that is significant. Bitey Face Puppy Guy, $20. Thank you so much. That's a very generous super chat. Really appreciate that. Somehow 2024 feels like 1939 to me. God, I hope I am wrong. I mean, yeah, they say history repeats itself. I don't think that's exactly correct, but history does, I don't know. There's echoes, you got to see similarities here and there. There's parallels here and there. So I get what you're saying, and I tend to agree. But yeah, I hope I'm wrong as well. And I don't necessarily think that it's as bad. But it's, having said that though, the situation is still very, very bleak. This one's for Matt.
It is not for me, but I'll read it.
Oh, okay.
Chris with a super chat. Even CNN is in meltdown mode right now. Biden will not be on the ticket in November. The donors won't allow it. Yes, he will. He will. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be no.
I mean, Biden is a very stubborn old man. So even though the donors kind of pull the levers, you're trying to convince the most stubborn person who's set in his ways to give up all this power. That's a very, very big ask. I mean, he should, but I mean, come on. Jake Cass with $2. 4 more beers. 4 more beers.
That one was for me. My bad.
Is it okay? Okay. This one is either for you or David Dole as well.
I'll read that one. Why not? It's not for me. But Justin Kozik with a super chat. Can they stop calling Trump president, please? Fox is addressing him as former president Trump. What the fuck? It's so dystopian. I mean, it is what you call a former president. You can do that. It's not. I don't have any problem with that.
I personally don't like it, but it's not the biggest thing in the world. I wish they would just say former president, But they kind of when it comes to political titles, you usually call somebody the highest office forever. Like it's still Secretary Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean? So it's not out of the norm per se. Okay, still alive with $5. I think this is for David Dole. The trick is you got to find the least Zionist of Zionists. Thinking guy meme. Yep. We have Bitey Face Puppy Guy again with $10. Really appreciate all of the super chats. Very generous of you. American politics circa 2012 was Santorum. In 2024, it is a flat out log in the lab.
There's a name I haven't heard in some time.
Yeah. That's a gross.
I should Google what it means.
Yeah. What does Santorum stand for? Be calm, see clearly with $2. Thank you. This can't be our best shot. I know, right? I mean, man, like again, I have no expectation that Biden will drop out. But if he really is on the ticket in November, which he will be, but if he is, that is wild. I think replacing him at this point is equally as crazy as not replacing him. Both options are truly insane, in my opinion.
What a time to be alive.
Right.
Wait, did you guys read this in Politico?
No, what does it say?
Democrats consider the unthinkable. It's time for Biden to go. But wait for this line. One advice. This is Politico. This isn't some like.
Yeah, this
Politico.
Yeah.
One advisor to major Democratic Party donors said they were texting from a meeting of donors in Atlanta on Thursday night. Some writing, WTF. Our only hope is that he bows out. We have a brokered convention or dies, the donor advisor said. Otherwise, we are fucking dead.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
God damn.
Oh.
Oh, okay. This one is for you, I think, Matt. Might be David Dole. I'm not sure between the two of you, so
No, not for me. I'll read it. Mr. Paul with a super chat. No one's talking about the Middle East. Bold strategy, Cotton. I mean, it actually was very smart of both of them to move on from that topic. ASAP.
They're both terrible.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, actually, it should tell you a little bit about Israel's waning influence over the American people. That
or at least popularity.
They didn't feel like it was a winning issue for either of them to spend much time on.
Yeah.
They spent way more time on Ukraine.
Right. Ryan Chan with $5. Thank you, Ryan. People need to apologize to Julian Castro 4 years ago when he brought up Biden's memory on the primary Democratic.
People need to apologize to the entirety of the left.
Yes.
Like Julian Castro wasn't the person to say that. Everyone was saying that, especially when it was like that contest and it was getting down to him and Bernie was surging ahead and Nevada was taking place. All of that, like, it was like, yeah, it doesn't seem like Joe Biden is mentally fit for the job. He's kind of suggesting he's only going to be doing it behind the scenes, like 4 years, if that, all that kind of stuff. There was tons of people who were pointing out that like this was a problem before it was a problem.
Yeah. So I can't pull up any more tweets. This is the last one that's showing up on my feed, Matt. So I'm not sure if you're able to see more than me.
Ooh, for the
on StreamYard. Yeah, for whatever reason. I see more.
I see more.
Okay,
I can do it.
Okay.
This is the last one you see?
This is the last one I see, yeah.
We're not even halfway, buddy. This is gonna be
oh my god.
Long night.
Oh my god.
I was like, wow, we're getting towards the end. And I'm like, wait, I'm still seeing more in my feed. Like, wait.
Well, while you're reading that, I'm going to quickly say thank you for the $5 Monk Without a Cause. With the Gads, Biden showed himself feeble. If enough people noticed, it's Joe over. And thank you very much, Heart Dragon, for the $5 dono as well. No message, but I'm sure it's things are fucked. Seems like things are fucked.
Everybody's out in a mood tonight.
Yeah. It's laugh or cry. Or scream.
This weekend, treat yourself to something, even if it's like, something simple. Watch something nice, maybe eat something that's tasty. You deserve it after watching that and suffering through this. By the way, I think this is for David Dole.
Rolando Capalleja with a super chat. The Florida Panthers are the 2024 NHL champions. My condolences to the Oilers and Canadians everywhere. Until next season. Yep, that's what happened on Monday. I guess Rolando is a couple of days behind everybody else. I guess he'll super chat in about the debate in 4 days. No, I'm joking with you, Rolando. Yeah, I was disappointed. I wanted Oilers to win too because a 4-game comeback would have been legendary. Literally, it would have only been the second time in NHL history it happened if it did.
Since 1942.
But
I was rooting for the Oilers just because the excitement from you all. Like, I wanted to see the joy on your faces. I wanted people to have something nice, and
Yeah, it's one of those things too where like the star of the team, McDavid, like he was just unbelievable in the 3 games leading up to that final. It was it just felt like he deserves, to have his name on the Stanley Cup. But he's young, he's got lots of opportunities. Luongo used to be the goalie for the Canucks, and he finally got a Stanley Cup, so that's cool for him. He was a good goalie.
Nice.
So, there's a lot of Canadians on the teams. It's not as if Canadians didn't win the Stanley Cup in one way, I guess.
Oh, if a hockey team wins the Stanley Cup, a Canadian has won the Stanley Cup.
Yes,
seems pretty
a handful. And an Indigenous player won the Stanley Cup on the Panthers as well. So that's
nice.
That's cool.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
I believe he's from Lakota Nation. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta move on. I forgot.
Yeah, you have to shift to the next one. Yeah, I'll keep track of mine.
You're just up there. All right, I'm gonna raid into y'all. I gotta walk Chico.
All right, take care, Lance.
Have a good
Bye,
night,
guys.
Lance.
Love you. Take care,
All right,
brother.
J Cass, is this for you?
No, this is for David Dole.
All right, J Cass. Biden made Fetterman's stroke look like a hiccup. Ooh. Abscondage with a super chat. Let Binder cook human flesh. I didn't say we should cook any flesh. I just said skin him alive and have Obama wear the skin suit and perform in the next debate. I mean, it seems like the most obvious scenario.
That's the only chance.
Yeah, Layla Spellwind with a super chat. If anything is worth money, it's Matt with the Ed Gein Biden suit idea. Thank you, Matt. The world needs a giggle now and then. Thank you, Layla. I appreciate it. And I wasn't joking. But let's go to the next one. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. It was surprising hearing Matt talk about violence on the elderly and Mike actually not agreeing with it. I mean, my reasoning isn't that we should do it because I'm against Biden because he's elderly. It's just that it needs to be done strategically. I'm a strategic voter. I like everything strategically. And, just like I think people in battleground states have to, suck it up and vote for Biden to defeat Trump. I also think that Joe Biden needs to suck it up, let everybody in the DNC hold him down, skin him, and let Obama wear his skin suit. So that way we can see a Joe Biden at the next debate perform.
Yeah. JCast $2. This was the only elder abuse Mike doesn't endorse.
Right.
That was elder abuse. It did feel very wrong. Yeah.
Tokyo Hans again. It would be bad to have on-the-spot fact check during the debates with Trump. The servers would melt within a minute.
True.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really need to. I guess like what you said, like an AI doing the fact checking. I guess. I mean, if it was AI doing the fact checking, it would be like confirmed 100,000 deaths have been recorded in New York City just yesterday because they always get this shit wrong. Let's go to the next one here. Is this for you?
No.
All right, so I'll just read it. Marlin with a $10 Canadian. Oh, it's got to be for David Dole. Progressives been knocked about primarying Biden since last year. Isn't that funny that it's only now that mainstream media finally gets to panic along with the rest of the rational thinkers? I mean, it's the same. They'll never come to that realization. It's the same thing where progressives should not primary incumbent Democrats. That's bad. And then they'll come out and support a moderate Dem primarying an incumbent progressive.
Yep. Yeah. Part of being a leftist is being right about everything before everyone else and never getting the credit. You get attacked before everyone else says what you're saying. and then you don't get the credit when they finally come to realize that you were right all along. That's just leftism.
Yeah. Here you go. This is for you.
No.
Manuel Rosa, an asteroid might hit us this weekend. There's still hope.
Yes.
Dave Marvin with a super chat. Mike, predict Trump wins so the opposite happens.
I'm feeling right now that Trump is going to win. So
there you
you're
go.
Welcome.
There you go. And thank you for the first super chat ever you've given, Dave Marvin. I appreciate that. This is the first time he's ever given a super chat on any live stream, according to YouTube. Wow, it's an honor
Very
to be
cool, Dave.
To be your first.
Wow, that's special.
This is for you, Tyra Wolf. There you go.
Yeah, this one's for me. Tyra Wolf the plushie, $10. Thank you. In a way, we're in the end game. The move is on. The pressure from everyone to knock the DNC off their high horse and move their vote away from Biden, and the real move is on Obama. Well, I don't know if the people in the DNC would move their votes away from Biden at the convention. The only way that we would see a brokered convention is if it was catalyzed by like Obama. If he got Biden to drop out. So the buck stops with Biden, but I think that Obama and his wife are like the two people who can actually say, Joe, let's break it off. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to get my hopes up, and I would encourage everybody to not get their hopes up as well. Odds are it's going to be Biden on the top of the ticket. That's tragic if that's the case, but it's, again, I mean, it's a stubborn old guy. To get him to agree to give up this much power. I've said this, I sound like a broken record, but like, he's reached what he's wanted all his life. He's been a career politician. He ran for president 3 times. To just give up the nomination, that is such a massive ask. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine he does that unless somebody really gets through to him, that he respects, like Obama. Okay.
Let's go to the next one. Radio Friendly Box with a super chat. Biden needs to pull a Dave and fake illness. SK with a super chat. Jimmy Raskin can unite the left and win. Is this a joke? I mean, he's not the worst. He's not bad.
He's not the worst, but he's not the best.
He's not. Yeah.
I'll take him over Biden.
Yeah. Resonant one with a super chat. As a Michigander, considering becoming a wolf for Windsor, Sarnia, and Salt Street, Mary before Canada builds the wall. I don't even know what any of that means, but thank you for the super chat.
More power to you.
You Canadians with your crazy words and things. This is not for me.
Not for me, so it's David Dole's.
Marlon with a super chat. Damn, the people giving big money to David Dole, and he's not even willing to stick around for them. Unbelievable.
You think they'll put up AOC or anyone of the squad with Harris should Biden bow at the convention? Not a chance. 0% chance. They will never willingly give power to a leftist. It's going to be somebody who, if Kamala is at the top of the ticket, hypothetically speaking, they're going with the most right-wing Democrat they can find because she's perceived by media and Republicans as like a far leftist, which is insane, I know. But they're going to put up some white dude who's like moderate or very articulate. They're going to play it safe. They're not going to put up Buttigieg, even though he's really articulate and talented. They wouldn't risk it with a gay person, especially in this climate. They wouldn't put up anybody. Gavin Newsom is somebody, but I think he might be perceived as far left, even though that's insane to say. But like, I'm just thinking about like what their thinking is, like what their process is about like how Republicans would respond, because that's just what Democrats think about nonstop. So they'd pick somebody like a fucking, I don't know, like a George Latimer. That's what they'd pick. That's who they'd want. I don't know, honestly, but it would be somebody very, very, very much moderate at best.
It would be really funny if they ran with George Latimer as president after
that would be
office.
Wild. Yeah.
Let's go to the next one here. George Everett, is this for you?
This is from me. Yeah. Thank you, George. I had to abandon you for Cedar tonight because Rumble is literally broken. So here's the dono as an apology. Appreciate that. Listen, you don't need an excuse to abandon us for Cedar. I would do the same thing. Cedar is amazing. But yeah, Rumble didn't really seem to be working.
What a amazing thing that site couldn't stay up for what seems to be if your whole thing is you're a political streaming site, you should be able to stay up for the night of the big presidential debate.
Yeah, it's a really bad time for them to shit to bed multiple times. Like it seems like it was going off and on. Which who wants to sit through that and deal with the stream? Like you just find somewhere else to watch it. So yeah, Rumble, we tried you out. You suck. This is evidence now, at least, or confirmation to me that anybody who's there consistently, they really are getting paid by Rumble because it's just the site is ass.
Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Biden needs to step down and let a younger, strong woman run on the ticket. We got to get our queen, Nancy Pelosi, to run. I mean, she might be more coherent than, I think she is certainly more coherent than Joe Biden. Like, my God.
Yeah.
Be calm, see clearly. Is that for you?
That's for me, yeah. Thank you for the $2. Kamala Newsom, I mean, it's fine. It's passable. I think Newsom would probably be like their go-to. He's like the establishment favorite. Yeah, that'd be my guess if I had to if you forced me, I'd say if you forced me to pick somebody who I thought they would choose, it'd be Newsom to go with Kamala.
Monk without a cause. Is this for you?
No.
Ye gads, Biden showed himself feeble. If enough people noticed, it's Jover. It was a bad night for Joe Biden, that's for sure. Whoever DF just became a YouTube member with, thank you, DF. The Breaker of Walls. This is a vote for SCOTUS. Imagine Justice Cannon. I mean,
that's true, but it's the normal people who you have to convince.
Yeah, and also, I mean, at this point, what does it matter? I mean, I hate to say it. It's the Supreme Court is it's 6-3 Supreme Court.
6-3, baby.
What's one more gonna do? They'll just swap out Clarence Thomas or Alito for someone a little bit younger, but it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah.
And if Joe Biden wins, then nothing will change because Alito and Thomas won't step down if Biden's reelected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's positive actually, because we want them to step down when a Democrat is in office, but they're not going to do that willfully.
Yeah,
you have to just keep electing a Democrat till they die. Honestly, I mean, I'm not being. This is the truth. This is what's going to happen.
That's how our system works.
If Trump wins, they will retire so he can replace them. If Trump does not win, they will stay in office as long as it takes, even if that means they stay in office till they drop dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Roscoe's. Is that for you?
Cool. That. Yeah.
Ooh, big one from Jeremy Elwood. Not for me,
though.
Jeremy,
thank you so much. It says message retracted on here. I'm not really sure what you wanted to say, but I do appreciate that. That's very generous of you. I appreciate you, Jeremy.
Maybe he gave this 20 at the halftime mark, and he said, here's a $20 bet that Joe Biden turns it all around in the second half. And then he retracted. He retracted about a half an hour later.
Yeah.
Or 5 minutes later, actually.
Yeah.
Still alive. It's for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is for me. Thank you. $10. Appreciate that. Here's hoping Jon Stewart cuts to the heart of the matter on his show and says what we're all thinking, that Biden got to go. His voice is very much needed right now. Apparently, there's already a clip of Jon Stewart talking about this. I haven't watched it yet. I don't want to play it on stream just because of DMCA issues. But yeah, I don't think that what Jon Stewart says will move the needle. He does influence a lot of young people, but right now we just need the people with clout in the DNC and the donors to make some calls to Biden or to Obama. Like I genuinely, I don't want to put this all on Obama, but it's all on Obama. Like, he's the only one I think that has the clout with Biden to get him to drop.
Where are we? I'm like reading people's comments. I need to, because when you do the stream, you don't see all the takes that are being written online, and I need to know how it's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Jana Blaha, not for me.
Thank
Is
you,
this for you?
Jana. Yeah, this one's for me. It can't be Biden. Thank you, Jana. It can't be Biden if we want to win, but sadly, don't think Dems will listen to reason. That's exactly where I'm at. It seems like some of them are willing to at least say that this is a bad look, but the question is like, will enough of them? You know what I mean?
Dave Marvin, thank you so much, Dave. I hate that Kamala was so dismissive about style points. Many voters base their choice solely on style points. To them, facts and policy don't matter. Yeah, I mean that sucks, but that's the truth. Absolutely, that's what I've been trying to say to people for the past, God, how long I've been streaming for? 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours.
Yeah.
More than 4 hours. We might go 5 hours.
Oh my God, there's a lot left that I have. We've got to.
Yeah,
holy shit.
I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to assume most of these are for you because I don't have that many left. So
okay, I'll just read them, and if it's yours, then just jump in.
Well, I'll if I don't read it right away, it's for you. Okay, so here we go.
Okay. Presidential candidates be forced to take a psych evaluation. Thank you, Dan Gonzalez. Yeah, I think that should be a requirement.
Ryan Lennon with a membership super chat, member for 11 months. You should have seen how drunk Emma got tonight. Still more coherent than Biden, though. Did she? I mean, I got to see what happened on the stream. Yeah.
Good for her. Jimmy Snow made a great point in his commentary. Thank you, Eva, by the way. This is for David Dole. About how reasonable voters have already decided to vote for Biden. Undecided voters are here for the vibes, not the facts. I mean, yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that are, if you're undecided at this point, you're kind of basing it more on the style instead of substance. I would agree with that for the most part. I'm just glad we finally beat Medicare. Thank you, Adar. This one was for Rebecca, I believe.
Oh.
Heart Dragon, $10 for David Dole. Watching this reminded me of when I was first shown bum fights. It was uncomfortable to watch, and I just don't understand how society got here. There's a video that people are showing of these two old guys that are like fighting and they fall into a table. I've seen it shared on Twitter a bunch. Yeah, it feels like feels very wrong.
Altruism is gone with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Altruism. Despite Joe Biden, Lena Khan has been amazing in this administration. If Biden steps down and say Gavin Newsom was nominated, do you think they would replace the more progressive cabinet members? I don't even want to speculate. That's like going like 10 rows deep into this. Like, it's first to speculate that they would replace Biden, and the speculation is then who would they replace him with, and then that speculation is who would that person's cabinet look like. Because you gave me $10, I'll give you a little bit more than I guess otherwise. But that's really it's speculation and inception. I mean, I would assume that if they were to replace Biden, because of how it went down, they wouldn't change up like who runs agencies all that much. They would keep pretty much everyone in their place to make things simpler and try to run it as close to how it was running, like how it was going to begin with. Would his administration, like in the White House, look different? Yes, that would look different. But in terms of like the agencies, I don't think we would see anyone really lose out their jobs, at least for a while. But that's like speculation within speculation. Omega with a $10 super chat. Wow, these voter ID ads are back in force. Anyway, I wanted to ask an election question. I noticed the Senate election was canceled when I checked my election site. Any insight into why it said that? I don't know. It's probably because there wasn't anyone in the primary, like run it. Like I didn't have anyone to vote for in the House because no one primaried Grace Ming in my district. So there was no primary.
Yeah.
This one's for you or someone else.
Yeah, Ryan Chan, $5. Thank you. Policy-wise, this debate shows how much both parties hate immigrants and Palestinians. Yeah, exactly it.
I still, I mean, it's not shocking, but like,
yeah,
Donald Trump used Palestinian as a slur on Joe Biden. I mean,
which was so fucked up.
Yeah. Guamu with a super chat. Voters don't care if a president candidate lies. Look at the Mexican election where the current president lies every day for hours and his party got an historical landslide victory. Charisma over truth. I mean, it does depend. It does matter somewhat, but no, yes. Substance is second to showmanship. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Jeremy Elwood with $50. My goodness, thank you so much. That is an incredibly generous super chat. Really appreciate you. Biden destroyed, incoherent, Trump nothing but lies. If my introduction, Trump win. Biden needs uppers. I agree with that. Embarrassing, Cornell/Jill. I refuse to vote for the lesser of two evils. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's watching that was very disgraceful and embarrassing as an American. So like, you feeling distraught and demoralized and disappointed, that makes you a human. The situation is bad, so I genuinely don't blame you, Jeremy.
Creflo $50. I'm really disappointed the moderators didn't ask about the Dr. Kid Inspect.
Oh, Dr. Disrespect, I think.
Oh, Dr. Disrespect scandal. Right.
Oh, but
That was
Dr.
pretty
Kid
funny.
Inspect, I see what they did there.
Oh,
Yeah. Dan Gonzalez, $2. Thank you, Dan. Psych evals need to be required to run. Yeah, totally agree. More than that, honestly, but yeah, at a minimum. Jay Shella with $5 for David Dole. Thank you. Why didn't Biden say, "Look here, fat"? That would have been amazing because he kind of did fat shame him at some point. So
yeah,
he
almost did. Yeah, he almost did do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Breaker of Walls, $2 for
you're
David
on a roll,
Dole.
man. You're on a roll. Oh, it's for David Dole. Okay.
Yeah. Vote for SCOTUS. Justice Cannon if Trump wins.
Just giving you a heads up, a bunch of these next ones are not for me. Like these are almost
Okay.
all not for me.
Okay, K-Cat with $9.99. Thank you, K-Cat. We need to panic. This debate wasn't for those of us who know the truth. It was for those who only watch mainstream media. I'm voting blue, of course. I'm actually worried about Biden's health. Yeah,
I mean,
look,
that's the thing, though. Like that's the thing. That's the like even you, someone who's a firm blue voter, Democratic voter,
right?
And you are concerned for Biden after this. Now imagine someone who's not in that same headspace that you are about who they're voting for. Yeah, you could extrapolate that and imagine what they're, that is.
Never underestimate, as that one person said, so many people vote based on vibes. Like, I kid you not. Or just on like there's this like more old trope about like, well, would you want to have a beer with a politician? And I always thought that was so stupid. Because it's like, no, of course, people care about policy. Honestly, that's literally what these normies are thinking about. Like the people who are undecided right now, like these swing voters, that's literally on their minds. Unfortunately, I wish that Americans cared more about substance. A lot of them do, but these people who are more squishy, like independents, like a lot of them, they genuinely are just gonna look at who looks more strong, like that, like just being strong or presenting confidently. That makes such a huge difference. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Eva with $2 for David Dole. Thank you so much. Executing a plan for world peace. That's what I was going to say. Thank you so much. Yeah. Jeremy Elwood with $2 for David Dole. Or no, this is actually for me. I'm sorry. It says message retracted on my end. I'm not sure why, Jeremy, but thank you again. Vote Jill or Cornell. No duopoly. I'm fine if people do that. I won't voter shame anyone. I also won't voter shame you if you live in a swing state and you vote for Biden, because stopping Trump is, I think, very, very important. But, it's up to us at the end of the day. What are we going to do? I live in a blue state, so I will be voting for Jill Stein or Cornell probably. But, if you're in a swing state, that's a very, very different decision to make. $10 to David Dole. Thank you, David. Shocking watching the lies from Trump, who are realistic candidates to step in for Biden. Otherwise, we just get behind Joe. Intelligent backroom behind him. His presidency has been a good one. Well, I wouldn't say his presidency has been a good one because he's doing a genocide in Gaza. Him supporting that, to me, you can say yes, he did all these great domestic things, but that really has tarnished his reputation. In terms of realistic candidates to step in for Biden, I think really the only option is, as Matt was saying, is Kamala Harris. She's got the votes. She's part of the administration. That's the only one that makes sense, democratically speaking. You can't really make a case that anyone else would be democratically elected. Kamala Harris was voted in. She won the primary. So that's the only thing that makes sense to me, at least.
Angelo Henry with a super chat. Bernie 2024 because age is just a number and third time's the charm. Here's the thing. Bernie has not shown this cognitive decline.
Yeah.
He doesn't mumble. Doesn't look like he's lost.
Yeah, I don't care about age. I care about competence and cognitive ability.
People age differently. And Bernie Sanders has been blessed with the health and aging gracefully. Biden clearly is struggling here.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. This isn't me being
undeniable
pro Bernie, anti Biden. This is just the facts. You could watch all the rally performances. He was just out in the Bronx for Jamal Bowman 2 separate days in a row, doing a rally Friday and Saturday. You can watch it. You can disagree with what he has to say. You can disagree with the content. You can be the biggest Bernie Sanders hater on the planet. He's just not. It's undeniable. He's just not aging in the same way that Biden is. He is still with it. He's still sharp. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know who this is for, but I'll read it anyway. Sorry, Mike. It's getting late, so I'm just going to read them. Phantom Rose with a super chat. There's going to be a competition fight to replace Biden. I don't think so, but we'll see. This one is for me. Demas Rex with a super chat. I just wish Ryan Grimm would ask the press secretary if the Bidens have picked a nice country to flee to if he loses. His family should do an intervention. This is the thing. They'll be fine. The Democrats, as in elected Democrats, Joe Biden and his family, they're going to be fine. It's the people, the voters who depend on them to stop the Republicans. They're the ones who are going to hurt. If Joe Biden loses, it's a bonus for him. He gets to retire early. He gets to do corporate gig work. Write a book. Have a book ghostwritten for him. Do speeches. Get paid big money. Like, he will not face the consequences of a loss like marginalized groups will, like immigrants will, like the LGBTQ plus community will, like Black and brown Americans will, like women will. I mean,
I think this is for David Dole. Thank you, Granuk.
Guamu says, it was bad when even Binder is drained. Well, I think it's just a combination of like, I got very animated because I was so angry, and that took extra out of me. And it is now 1 a.m. The stream does say 2.5 hours, which is fucking with us because usually we do one big long stream and you see how long it is. We started at 8:30. We're now approaching 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. We're approaching the 5-hour mark.
And we all got to get up early tomorrow. We have a special project that we're all working on.
I'll be up anyway because I got to take my kid to camp in approximately 7.5 hours.
Oh my God. We have to speed it up then. We have to speed it up.
Yeah.
Creflo, thank you for the $20. Really, really generous. As someone who is obsessed with resistance libs, they are being delusional, i.e. Brooklyn Dad, compliant, saying Biden did well. Oh, God. Even Pacman admits that Biden was poor. P.S. Mike, when are we going to see the Timbers v. Red Bulls? I have no idea for that last question. But yeah, Brooklyn Dad, I checked his feed, and yeah, he's never going to admit. I'm pretty sure he's like a paid operative for the Democratic Party, so he'll never tell you the truth. He'll just say what he's paid to. Jeremy Elwood, $2. Thank you. Frankly, we need ranked choice voting. Could not agree more. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, $10. Thank you so much. Harris performed an orchestrated coup, joining the broadcast of CNN and MSNBC after the debate, where Maddow, O'Donnell, and King gave off vibes that she should have been on the debate stage. I mean, it's possible, right? Odds are she probably was already planned to come on beforehand, but it's good that she's getting her face out there now, especially if things are going to happen. Anupam with $5 for David Dole. Thank you. If you could replace Biden, who would be your ticket? Must be younger than 80 years old. I mean, honestly, at this point, anyone. Ideally, I would choose Bernie Sanders. That would never happen, but the most realistic chance is Kamala Harris, I think, and so I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Anyone who can talk, anyone who can communicate their point across.
Anyone who doesn't say when I defeat
Medicare.
what does it say? Defeat
Medicare, baby.
Oh
it's
my
gone.
God.
So bad.
I don't even know where I am right now. Here we go. Jesus.
KCAP, $50. My goodness. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly generous. Wow. Thank you. I do not like that Biden is old and blew the debate, but he's done an okay job as president. A third-party protest vote. This late in the game is a vote for Trump. We can't afford it. If Trump wins, we will never have a free election ever again. I wouldn't necessarily go that far. I don't know that he would be a straight-up dictator, but would our democracy be heavily diminished with Donald Trump as president? 1,000%. I absolutely agree with that. So yeah, if I agree that if I were in a swing state, I would vote for Biden. It doesn't really matter if you're in a deep red or a deep blue state, but if you're in a swing state, then you really are making a different calculation than the rest of us, because the Electoral College, not the popular vote, ultimately decides who wins. So yeah, I think that if you vote strategically in a swing state, you know, I'm not going to judge you for that. I'm not going to judge anyone for how they vote unless you vote for a Republican. If you vote for a Republican, fuck you, you're scum. But if you're making this calculation, third party versus Biden, you know, that's your decision. I can't tell you what to do. Choco Minka with $2. Thank you. Mexico looks nice, but Trump may make it a war zone. Yeah, he did say he wants to wage war on cartels, war with Mexico. Heart Dragon, $5. No message for David Dole. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no message. Whoops.
Still alive, $5. Thank you. I'm gonna play Kirby Planet Robot on 3DS from my gaming backlog. That's my treat of fun. Treat of the night. Fun game so far. Yeah, treat yourself. That's good. Dave L with $5 for David Dole. So can roughly 350 million of us crash on Dole's couch for a few years? I think he'd be fine with that. I'd say yes. DB Z5 Naruto, $5. Thank you. I did the debate drinking game. Bad idea, might have alcohol poisoning. Oh, you never want to do that game. Never.
I don't know how you could even have done a debate drinking game for this one, because there were so many like completely wild card moments. Like, did you have on your bingo card, for example, that Joe Biden would talk about defeating Medicare?
Yeah, or the golf exchange, the debate about golf.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Corporate Dems feeling real dumb right now. Burning Heart Dragon 199 for David Dole. Yeah, I mean, I hope they feel dumb, and I hope that they feel stupid for shitting on the left.
They
for
probably
saying the
don't.
obvious. I don't think. Yeah, I think their heads are too far up their own asses.
Daredevil, let me be clear. Let me be clear. You can keep your subdermis.
Digitus Dendron 999. Thank you. If Kamala succeeds, midterm post 24, who's her best VP pick confirmed by Congress? Bernie too old, Warren, Barack loophole, Michelle, Fab speaker surname, Gavin safest, Gretchen AOC turns 35 October 13th. A Democrat who wins the nomination will never pick somebody who's progressive, even like an Elizabeth Warren. It just will never happen. I think she'd pick somebody who's safe. She'd probably pick a Gavin Newsom if I had to guess, or some governor who's like in like a red state, a Democratic governor in a red state. That'd be someone who I think.
Orenza with a super chat. Matt, did you say anything about the short stacked, thick like a goblin, lolly stuff to Vosh? No, I did not. I was there to campaign and help try to help Jamal Bowman in the last ditch effort to keep another progressive who is extremely pro-Palestinian in office. So no, I did not. Jeremy Elwood, is this for you?
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. I gave 50, but there was tech issues. Oh, well, thank you for that, Jeremy. I did see it after all. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Love you too. P.S. Biden failed so bad. Trump is going to win in November. We're fucked. Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling the same way, Jeremy. Eric Torribo.
Oh, this one's for
David
me.
Dole. Okay.
Kamala plus Dem Gov from the Republican state, Kentucky. I don't think too many people are familiar with him. I know who you're talking about. I'm having a mental block right now.
Sure. It would be a great choice, but yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting I got to do this. Layla Spellwin with a super chat. Another for Matt. Matt, I like your laugh. It always makes me smile. Mike, you're awesome too. Thank you both for making a bad night less terrible.
Oh,
I appreciate that. I hope we
very kind.
Hope we help make it a little bit digestible.
Yeah. Rusty Strings with $5. Thank you, Rusty. If Biden stepped down, who could possibly run against Trump and win?
I hope a guy named Rusty Strings runs against Trump.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I honestly don't know. It's really hard at this point. I think that as long as you have a Democrat who's able to competently deliver a message, I think they would have a better chance than Biden. So I don't know, honestly. It's just we're just, in my opinion, we're just like upping the odds of victory against Trump. That's all we're doing. It's nothing is a guarantee, unfortunately. Eva with $5. Thank you. This is for David Dole. I need to get on a Canadian dating app pronto. Yeah, you should be doing that.
Undead Comrade. Likely Dems will learn the wrong lesson. They'll assume that because he's the most progressive that they went too far left and go further right. Don't give them any ideas, but
yeah, right.
Oh wait, hold on. This is I think this was retracted, but I see it. So
oh, okay.
Vafa Azadi with the super chat. It sounds like the Dems don't have a Biden replacement, which is concerning because I thought Dems had a in case he dies replacement on deck. Well, I mean, that's Kamala. That's the she's the vice president. It's probably why you retracted it. I bet after you sent it, you realized that that's the whole purpose of a VP. Everyone has a moment like that. See, if Joe Biden had a moment like that during the debate, that would have been fine. Everyone has a moment where even an old age moment or a mental block or something, it happens even multiple times sometimes. But it was the entirety for him, which is not normal.
Yeah. Okay, who's up next?
Alex H with the $20 super chat. Thank you, Alex H. Sam Cedar president. I don't know. He's getting kind of old too.
Kuya Damon with $10. Thank you. Wow, you boys still up? Sounds like the debate was rough and been a while since I sent you some love. Randomly wondering if you happen to listen to EDM and what you're listening to starting this weekend. Thank you so much. I used to really be into EDM during like the early 2010s, 2013, 2014, when everyone else was. I've fallen off of that. I'm back into R&B, hip hop, just kind of like, stuff like that. As for what I'm listening to this weekend, I'm listening to the new Kalani album. It's pretty good. I love Kalani.
Oh wait, what did I just put on? I don't even remember. Oh,
That was
this one,
from
right? Okay.
Koya, yeah. So this one is from Mama Mac from me. Thank you for the $5. The problem is the rest of the world will suffer because U.S. can't get their shit together and put forward a capable candidate. Love from New Zealand. Yeah, that's the thing. Our elections, like we're such a big country and the global hegemon that like it really does affect the entire world. So what you're saying is absolutely true, and I do feel bad because it sucks that like no country should have this much influence, but we do. And so, yeah, that's just the fact of reality. It really is just an unfortunate situation. Eva with $2. Who is David Dole? For David Dole.
We can leave that there. It's too late. I can't even process it.
Yeah. We'll keep
Buckaroo
rolling.
Samurai. The only solace is Joe eliciting sympathy for being so old, even among some Republicans. It's not much solace, but I'm trying not to strain myself. I hear you. You got I don't know if I can look on the bright side of this one. This was bad. This was bad. I mean, the bright side. The bright side is that this happened in June, but the problem is there's another debate much closer to November.
Right.
Roland Capaya with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Roland. David Pacman's take on Jabal Bowman left me stunned. He referred to him as a terrible candidate and a conspiracy nut. Not once did he mention the $14.5 million AIPAC spent in District 16 to influence the race. Disappointing. Well, that's because you can't listen to David Pacman on anything involving Israel. I'm sorry, you can't. He will not tell. Like, if you get your news on anything else from David Pacman, I don't know what to say. That's, but you cannot listen to him on anything that involves Israel because he will not give you the truth based on it. He's already tried to avoid the topic because he doesn't want to report on it. So he's very clearly not going to give you the facts on Jabal Bowman because there was a concerted effort from the pro-Israel lobbying groups to defeat him. I mean, it's that simple. He wasn't a terrible candidate. You could say he was bad at campaigning. I think he ran a bad campaign, but he wasn't a bad representative. And he's not a conspiracy nut. Give me a break. It's completely normal for someone in the early 2000s during the Bush administration to have been like something weird about George Bush and what he's doing with these wars. He just led us into Iraq, and then fall down a little bit of a 9/11 rabbit hole. This is 2000s, if that's what he's talking about.
So what you're saying is Bush did 9/11. You heard it here first, folks.
I mean, people even talk about it. People even talk about it. Like he doesn't even believe that stuff. This is a blog from the 2000s. If he was still a 9/11 truther, yeah, we have a problem. But he's not.
Yeah,
and I think it's completely reasonable for someone in their 20s at the time. He would have been like 20 in his like mid to late 20s, I believe. For someone in their 20s during the immediately post the Iraq war, not post the invasion of Iraq, in their like blog to be like, I don't trust George W. Bush. I'm sorry.
All right, what's next? Jeremy with $10. Thank you, Jeremy. You've sent so many super chats. I really appreciate you. You mentioned swing state, Mike. I live in Michigan. I will still vote my conscience regardless. Right now, Trump nor Biden has my vote. We need more than two parties or no parties. Yeah, I'm not gonna scold you or voter shame you. You're an adult. You make your own decisions. I would make a different calculation, but different strokes for different folks. It's just, the situation sucks. But yeah, I do agree we need more than two parties. Really, more than parties. We need to get rid of capitalism. But, that's wishful thinking and a different story for a different day, or a different topic for a different day, I should say. Hysteric Raider with $2. Thank you so much. And Dems cancel the primary for that winner. Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Mark Lee with a super chat. Who was the best president during your lifetime? Biden included. I don't. I mean, I would have said. I guess it's still. You know what? I don't know.
Pre-genocide, I would have said Biden. Post-genocide, I'll say probably Jimmy Carter.
I mean, I was born when Reagan was president, so my choices are Ronald Reagan. Wait, you were born when Jimmy Carter was around?
Wait, when was Jimmy Carter president?
Before Ronald Reagan. I was born in '86. Ronald Reagan was. You weren't alive when.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy
I was
Carter
not alive.
president.
Okay, never mind then. God,
I was like,
how
wow,
old am I thinking Jimmy?
Mike's a lot older than I.
Yeah. See, this is how you know it's
Your
late.
choices. Your choices are, if you're the same age as me, your choices are Ronald Reagan, George H.W., Bill Clinton, George W., Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I'll go with Obama. Pre-genocide Joe would be the best, but post-genocide Joe, I'm going with Obama.
I mean, if you were going back to Jimmy Carter, then it wasn't just like I agree. I should have been like, well, you guys might not know this about me, but I'm 85 years old, and FDR was the greatest president of my lifetime.
That's how you know that it's so weird. When we like get past like 10 p.m. PST or 1 a.m. EST, our brains turn to complete mush, and we're at the I think Jimmy Carter was president during my lifetime stage, so we need to wrap it. we got to hurry up. I'm dying.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, now I see who David Dole is. $20 from Eva. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Eva.
We're getting close to the end.
Smashington. $10. Draft Bernie before the party commits to a backroom nominee. The big names have to be fighting each other to the death behind the scenes. I'm sure that's happening. Don't even waste your energy trying to draft Bernie. It's not going to happen. I think focusing on like other candidates, House races, that's more important because that's just not going to happen. I would love, in a perfect world, that'd be great. Not going to happen though, unfortunately.
Party's over with a super chat. First super chat on a live stream. Thank you, Party's over. Glad to be your first. After this election, we need to make big changes in how we run things. First up, switch to nonpartisan elections. Every party needs to go. It's a great idea, Party's over. I'm going to do that immediately after 2024. I'm going to get right on that. It's late. It's late. It's late.
I'm tired and hungry.
Yeah. This is for you or David Dole.
Okay.
Or
Frank, $10 for David Dole. Thank you. Who is better by the button? Genuine question. Answer it honestly. By the button. I don't know what you mean by that.
So we're gonna move on.
Yeah, it's late. Quee Palin, $5. Thank you. How satisfying would President Jamal Bowman be? That would be great, but it would never happen. DBZ 5 Naruto, $1.99. I did have Biden forgets his sentence mid-sentence. Okay.
Oh, is that for your bingo?
Yeah, that's a good bingo.
Mona Jones, first super chat on a live stream. Thank you, Mona. Glad to be your first. Just a $20 super chat. No, nothing to take up my time. No question, no comment, no concern. I appreciate the $20. I really do. Thanks, Mona.
Jeremy with $2 again. Thank you, Jeremy. You've been so kind. Short note to say goodnight. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much, Jeremy. Really appreciate that. Love you too, brother. So I've got one left.
Undead Comrade, Jon Stewart watched, tweeted, "Help us, Obi-Wan." I think
Thanks,
we need
John.
to. I think there's now a good case to be made that has anyone ever seen Jon Stewart and Mike Figueredo in the same room? Are they the same person?
I wish I had like a sound effect.
I think I'm.
Yeah. Rose Red Thorns with $2. Thank you. Trans and disabled people were all doomed. WTF. That's what I'm really worried about. One of the biggest fears that I have is what would happen to trans healthcare if Trump were to become president. Also disabled people as well. That's really a huge concern. But in particular, gender affirming care, like what would Trump do, executive action wise. I really worry about that.
Right. Really quick over on Twitch. Hello, lovely scientist. Resubscribe for 1 month. A tier 1 subscriber for 10 months. Hello, lovely scientist. And thank you to actual Jake for the raid 3 hours ago. Oh my God. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Folks, we've officially hit the 5-hour mark.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Really. It was a tough night. I hope we did help you all digest this a little easier. And remember, if you missed our debate coverage, it's up on my Twitter account. Really, fuck the Rumble stream. Who knows if it's even up there because they were down so often. I will assume I'm gonna wait like a day or two just to be safe and probably upload it on my channel just so we have it there. Any of you can upload it to your channel too.
Yeah, I'll link your Twitter in the VOD for anyone watching afterwards. If you want to see the first part, we're just reacting to the debate. I don't know if you want to see that, but if you do, I'll link to it down below. Matt Bender's Twitter.
All right. And I appreciate it. We have 10,000 people on Twitter right now watching, which I still don't believe. I think there's
I genuinely don't believe it. I think that the numbers are fake.
Especially
this late. 11,000 people this late. I just don't buy it. I think the numbers are straight up just fabricated.
Oh, 10,000, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I have more viewers than usual, but come on.
I wonder if that's just cumulative. Like, I wonder if they just count. You enter, we're counting you as a view, and you don't get removed. Do you know what I mean?
Probably. That would, or if somebody scrolls by, one extra view.
No, but I'm noticing like if that was the case, the numbers would be jumping all over the place. But they're not. They're just consistently going up. So yeah, I think it's just cumulative.
On my YouTube end, I had 1,100 when we were first doing our debate analysis. Now I'm down to 700, but we're cumulatively up because of Twitter. It's like that doesn't make any sense. We're losing as you in theory lose more, but yeah, it's fake numbers. But
anyway, I got one more. I got one more super chat really fast. Let me take it. So I always, party's over. Bite me. We don't need partisan hacks deciding who we get to vote for. I'm with you. Party's over. I'm on your side. I was just joking because it's late, and that was a very big ask to. It was a very funny ask at this time of night. It's the way you worded it, not what you want.
We're just tired.
We're just tired. I agree with you, man. You know that. That's why you gave me more money. All
right.
It was just funny how you worded it. Like I could just, oh right, the election's over. I'm gonna walk into like the election office and just grab press a button and it's gonna happen. That's how it was worded. That's all. But I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. Yes. All right. Who's on Twitch even to raid?
Let's raid Lumiru.
I think I met her. How do you spell it?
Them. Lumirue.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
them.
Yeah, we're gonna send you on a Lumi.
I did meet them. They were at the
they were canvassing too?
The Jamal Bowman thing, yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, I knew nobody there.
Yeah. All right, everyone.
Hold on, let's press it together so we could
I just pressed it.
Oh, you already did the start raid?
I did it, yeah. It's already done. It's a done deal.
All right, well, I'm doing it right now. Here we go.
All right.
I can't even press the button yet because they're still bringing people in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Peace out, everyone.